Ship, right?
Huh?
Is that what you're asking? What's the name of the airship?
No, not the airship, but where the crew was at.
Oh, like if they see what's happening.
Or, well, no, just if once we meet back up with you guys, like for the lead that we're like trying to uncover. Whatever. It'll all work itself out.
You'll just have to ask if you see them, I guess. Do you see them leaving? They're walking away.
Do your pose.
Oscar ruined the whole game. Fuck you, dude.
Fucking Okafor.
Casey.
Hilarious.
I didn't know we agreed to this.
You guys are hilarious.
We think so.
Sorry, I have a toddler who's not going to bed in his bed.
I don't be sorry, man.
Yes, you do.
We've been waiting to do that to somebody. How to be somebody sometime.
That's fine.
It'd have been so much funnier if Oscar would have walked in and been like, "Oh, my shit's frozen."
Good work. Okay, Casey. Nice. Hey, does anybody have any announcements for the group?
I got that job. That's it.
Congrats.
Dude, congratulations. That's great.
Oh yeah, man. What is it doing? What are you? What's the job?
Just a cook.
Oh, I don't know.
The diner. It's large scale, fast paced, breakfast and dinner shit.
So the shifts will be fast, at least.
One hopes.
Well, good, man. Congratulations. That's cool.
I'm just a cook.
You're so
I work at a
excited.
diner.
I can't turn down the energy, Aviary. Seriously, I cannot handle it.
Save it for the live sessions, brother.
I can't contain myself. I'm sorry.
I know, right?
I didn't mean to upset you.
Clearly.
I didn't mean to raise my voice like that.
Yeah.
Jesus, we said we were proud already.
Okay. Anybody else have any announcements? Are we good? Okay. Yeah. So, who wants to start us off? Just to cover what we were doing last session, what our overall goals are, what are we doing, why are we here, where are we going?
Me and Casey was shopping.
Yeah.
It's like all I remember. We were shopping.
So where are you guys? Why are you here? Anybody?
No one's
What had happened was previously, we had arrived at the City of Leaves.
Function used magic. I'm just kidding.
That's what happened. Yeah, that's about it.
We were shopping.
Keep going, Ben.
So we had arrived at the City of Leaves in our ongoing adventures. We kind of stopped by here, partially because it was Zan's home, and partially because we are trying to figure out, what's going on with the airships. We're trying to get our airship to come by, so that we can maybe travel a little bit faster. As we do our journeys around. While we were here, we came across a few interesting things. We came across Zan's grandfather, who was occasionally naked and often odd, but also full of, a variety of information and advice. We learned a little bit about some urns that had been. I don't know if contaminated is the right word, but had
Corrupted,
corrupted,
possibly.
possibly corrupted, and it seems like we may have destroyed one or two of them already. But it seems like they were connected to wherever my notes went. They like different colors of wizards, maybe. Is that accurate?
Sounds about right.
Wizard saints.
Saints.
Each one was
Wizard.
it seemed that they were buried or preserved. Am I correct in that, Jared? Buried?
Sounds pretty good. Yeah, the cremated maybe.
Yeah. Well, from what we know, they were made specific.
Yeah.
So
So we
somebody's using them to do bad things.
yeah. So we learned that somebody's using the urns to do bad things. We have a general idea of where some of them are. We kind of scattered around. Some of us had gone shopping. Others of us had gone shopping at other places. And Zuka and Function had gone to the Ramsden airfields to investigate an airship that might potentially be down to hypothetically illegally transport us. Shortly after bringing up that it was important to not use magic, Function did use magic, and ripped a hole in the universe, and Fey creatures just started pouring out like fucking water into a bathtub. That's what I imagine.
Also, Zan's grandfather tricked us. He was just testing us. Hopefully he trusts us because he knows a lot more than he's telling us, I'm sure. Also, Talvarin's uncle and friend are alive. Turns out they had nothing to do with what was going on. It's more of just a massive coincidence. What else? Oh, we used the archive to find out. That's how we now kind of know the locations, the areas at least, of some of the urns.
Which I still need to get you the exact details, Function, but yes, you do. Good synopsis, Xanthar and Talvarin. Good stuff. I love when you guys are paying attention. It's just lovely. All right, so Function, Zuka, as you are making your way back, can you see this large, battered ship? Did you get the name of the ship, by the way?
History check?
No, I don't think either one of you ever really looked or tried to find the name of the ship. But you did notice that the hull was under repairs. There was quite a bit of working done. The ship had been damaged. It looks like it had been set on fire at some point.
God, would I have noticed the name of the ship when I signed the thing?
It doesn't look like it. No.
Okay.
I don't think so.
Alright.
Yeah, you noticed that the ship was a little bit beat up, and you went and talked to some of the working crew down there, tried to pass your way off as maybe a delivery boy or somebody in charge of the repair of the ship. You learned a few more information pieces, and on your way back, that's when the irreverent spell was cast, and casting that spell and having a failed wisdom check in front of you as you're walking your way back on the streets of the harbor back down towards
Where exactly are they right now, God?
What's
Sorry.
that?
Where exactly are they right now? I know I'm not there, but
No,
if
you're
we're, like,
fine. So
based on the
yeah.
map, have they left the airstrip already?
No, they
Or
have
just
not
having
left it.
confusion?
Yeah, and once you're out on like the airfields, the air docks, you have to walk a good ways, which are
it's like
lined
straight
with
up.
shops and stuff.
It's straight up above
Yeah.
it, really, more than like away from it.
Yeah, and eventually you find one of the lily pad elevators that brings you down. The padavators. I haven't really come up with a cool name for those, even though it's a really cool concept. But yeah, they're still up in these high boughs of the City of Leaves itself. This is one of the larger branches where they have established the Al Ramsden airfields, named after famous explorers. And yeah, so that's where we will start this one up. Let's start with a little bit of music here. Let's get some combat music, since we're all about to die. Or at least just two of us. And let me see if you guys see anything at all.
Just black.
No. All right, that's wonderful. So we'll have to turn this off.
Just my
man.
future.
You see that?
See it now.
Okay, here we are. You guys are right here. In front of you, as you realize your mistake and you try to cancel the spell, you try to stop casting at the last minute, you still see the breaking shockwave like a destroyed Death Star, essentially, and all the little colorful motes that were slowly starting to kind of come back on their own naturally. They're all swept out on this tide, and in front of you, crawling out of the bark of the tree itself, you see 6 little limbs kind of coming up on this creature that looks like an extra large lion of some type with a huge gaping maw, 2 horns that come up over its head, tons of little rippling spikes all up and down its slithering body. It's a very wet, scaly looking creature, and as soon as it comes out, you immediately almost get a headache. And Function, for you, this is something very strange, the concept of a headache. And as it crawls out, you're the only people on this basically desolate street, since these docks aren't really too hard used right now. It looks at you immediately and lets out a breathtaking hiss as it rears up onto its full height, probably stretching up 10 feet on the back of its legs, and lets out just a guttural roar that comes out. I need you guys to go ahead and roll initiative for me.
Everyone, or just the 2 that are at the airfield?
Oh, just the people that are present. Hold on one second.
Yeah. Sorry. Can you turn my?
No. What was that?
Can you turn our tiles on?
I mean,
Or I can
yeah.
select it.
Yeah. You guys want to play?
Oh yeah, I can't select mine either.
Yeah, I know. I'm an ass. I'm sorry.
I already rolled 16, God. So if you wanna.
Okay. Thank you. Man, that is something I cannot get used to for some reason. Getting these things set up.
Yeah, it's a great map.
Yeah, this is a fun map
Yeah, I definitely love it.
because there's so many
Staring at
different uses for it. And we'll just call this guy Monster.
Yay!
All right,
Better than that.
Stay consistent, I see.
Yep.
Zuka, what'd you get? You said you got a 12?
That's 16.
Oh, 16. I don't like that. Not that at all. I'm going to roll this skull die just to be fun. All right, he's slow as shit, guys. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and make this descending. Zuka, you're first. As the monster crawls up, rears, just gives you a nice no, we're not rested.
Wait. Before this happens, Function's like, hello? 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 And he turns to Zuka. He's like, yeah, I don't think they hear us.
I think that was a mistake.
All right, Zuka, what you got?
Okay. Yeah. So hold on. By the way, okay.
You're all healed. You're all fully healed because you had a full night's sleep. By the way, Xanthar, to answer your question, Zuko, what were you saying?
I was gonna say, how loud was that explosion? I mean, do you think that could have been heard pretty far away?
Possibly, yes. We'll get to that in just a second.
Okay, just thinking.
Yeah,
Alright,
the rest of the party is probably half a mile to a mile away, depending on their various things that they're doing around the city.
Okay, sounds good. All right, well, I'm gonna run up really quick. Let's see. So, yep. So I'm gonna run up to him right here.
Okay.
Oh, can I? Am I good? Can I go?
So before you start your turn, sorry, I should have grabbed this real quick. Before you start your turn, you're still back here. I need you to make a Wisdom saving throw.
Okay. Shit.
Okay. All right. Okay.
First roll.
Okay.
No, Zuka!
First roll.
Okay. This is fantastic. I want to use. We're gonna do this. you see the little thing on the top right hand corner. That means that you are now confused at the beginning of your turn. You also have disadvantage on wisdom and charisma checks and wisdom and charisma saving throws. Okay, until the start of your next turn. Cool. Okay, now I need you to roll a 1d8, please.
Okay. I think with my stillness of mind as a monk, I think I can use one action to overcome that.
Okay.
But anyways, you said 1d8.
Yes, 1d8, because you are technically confused at this point.
Throw that ability up on the screen with the rules about it.
Yeah. Throw that up there.
See, it's not letting me. Hold on.
So I messed up. There should be 1d10. I'm still going to take the top one. You can move and act normally, so you have your turn. You can do whatever you need to. Go ahead.
Okay, sounds good.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, you're fine. I'm gonna move to over here. So kind of just to attack him from here. I'm gonna use double-handed my 1d8 vicious quarterstaff. Oh, you know what? I gotta roll to hit first. Hold on.
I like your optimism.
What's there any?
Okay.
It's 15 hit.
15 does not hit.
Okay.
First one. You're going at it, and it's just too creepy and slimy to even hit it.
Gotcha. All right. Well, for my second action, I'm gonna still, with the other part of my staff, turn back around and whack at it again.
Okay.
It's 24 hit.
24 does not hit. Just kidding. Absolutely does hit. Yep.
Wow.
Yeah. You got it.
So, and then I'm gonna.
Function's life flashed before his eyes when you said that.
I'm gonna a key point as well, and try and do a stunning strike with that blow. It's a DC saving throw 14.
What?
15.
It's con save, right?
Con save 15.
Yep. I'm going to say that's cocked, even though that looked pretty good. Okay. Unfortunately, as you hit it, you see the key energy suffuse through it, but it's such strange and alien that you're not able to target where it's most critical, and it unfortunately does not take effect. I rolled an 18, so sorry.
No, that's good. Okay, and then for my bonus action, I'm gonna it's still kind of misty and hazy, right? Eternal Twilight, right now.
Yes, we did determine that it was Eternal Twilight. That's right.
Okay. I'm gonna good luck function. I'm going over here. I'm gonna shadow step to. I can do up to 60 feet. So I'm gonna go around this corner. Does that work? Actually, I think it has to be line of sight. So I'll be.
Yeah, you have to be line of sight. So you could, from where you were, you could probably be right over here in this particular shadow. That you
can it be right here? You think? Oh.
Yeah, sure. Why not? That's fine.
Okay, it's kind of shadowy right there.
Yeah, you want to die over there or over here? It doesn't matter.
No, I'm good right here.
Okay, you'll die right there. All right, let me read something really quick, guys. Hold on one second. Okay. All right, so is that the end of your turn?
Yes.
Okay. The creature itself starts to trundle forward. It weighs quite a bit. It is a large and hefty creature. Function, it is going to take 3 attacks. Oh, excuse me. It's going to take 2 attacks on you real quick. Does a 22 hit?
Yes.
Okay. Does a 19 hit?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna do this one for you. So as it trundles up, it's got these hands that almost look like they turn into. The fingers are elongated and they're very tall, and they look like they're individually placed daggers that are just they line up in this hand. And as it slices at you, each of the.
Jared, sorry, apologies real quick. Did you say the first one was a 22?
Who's Jared?
22. That's right.
I'm going to use my reaction to shield that one.
Okay, as a spell, you're using that? You're using shield, which that raises your AC by how much?
5. So that takes it to 23. So that just misses.
Okay, so as it's coming up to slash at you, the first one it just starts to hold. Most of the times when people hit your shield, they bounce off, but this one's just holding onto it, trying to like lean into it, really playing against it. Yeah. Including his until the start of your next turn. So you have +5 to the second attack as well, right?
Oh,
Okay.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
I need that spell real bad. Too bad it's not bardic.
It's really nice. Yeah.
I'll get it at level 4.
So again, both hands are just clawing onto this invisible barrier that's trying to gnaw its way in. It's terrifying, and because it is so terrifying, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw, please.
All right. So Casey's 10 feet away from me, right?
He's like 15. He's just barely out of there.
What'd you say, wisdom?
Wisdom, please.
All right.
I'll always be there for you, Function.
Not today.
You feel
spirit.
the madness. You feel the madness of this creature just emerging from the ground like it was. All of the motes have gone. The magical energies of this place are so confusing that you yourself, you have no idea what's going on, and you end up being confused. So at the start of your next turn, I'll need you to roll a d10 for me, okay?
Where am I?
That's going to be the end of that turn. So, Function, beginning of your turn, your shield wears off, but I need you to roll a 1d10, please.
Yes, a 6.
Okay, a 6. The creature doesn't move or take actions this turn. I need you to roll another wisdom saving throw, please.
Motherfucker. God damn it.
Which you have disadvantage on wisdom and charisma checks and wisdom saving throws now.
Okay.
So 19 and 6. Oh! Okay, you still fail it.
What? Fuck!
Sorry. It's a hard one. Okay. Alright. Zuka, at the top of the turn here, first of all, I need you to roll a 1d10, and then Function, just for the sake of being the top of the new turn, I need you to roll a d20 for me, please.
Question, God. Did you look at the stillness of mind that I posted? I was reading, and it looks like it's up to the DM if you think that is worth overcoming confusion.
Okay, confusion is technically its own attribute.
Okay.
Charmed and frightened are going to be different from that, but I'm going to say that charmed. I want to say it's the same thing. So, yeah, that's fine. If you want to use an action, you can overcome.
Okay.
That.
Well, I still roll the 1d10 on this turn.
Yeah, 1d10. If you have the wherewithal to do the action, if you roll high enough to where you can act and move normally, then yeah, we'll save it. So Function 18. Okay, cool. You have 2 there. Okay, you rolled 8. The creature uses its action to make a melee attack against a randomly determined creature within its reach. If there are no creatures within reach, the creature does nothing this turn.
Fuck!
Okay, so I need you to make a wisdom saving throw, Zuka. Disadvantage.
Oh no!
Doing great.
Oh. So fucked.
Okay. Monster's turn. Monster's going to take 2 more swipes at you there, Function. Okay, does a 12 hit?
No.
Okay, does a 24 hit?
Yes.
Okay, 24. So, finally, just cracking into the spherical barrier of energy that's around you, it finally is able to needle into it and reaches in there with one claw and swipes at you. It does 8 points of slashing damage. I rolled like garbage.
Thank you.
Ah, damn it. Oh, sorry. 8 points of just slashing damage, but you take 9 points of psychic damage. I'm sorry. So there's that with the claw. So 17 points total. I'm so sorry.
Is that because of the I mean, never mind. That's
No, that's not that. That's an additional ability it has with every attack that it does.
Gotcha.
Sorry about that. But yes, 17.
Thank you.
What's that?
I was like, you didn't have to answer that, but thank you.
No, very nice. Okay, function. Top of the turn. Roll a 1d10.
Still super. What's going on?
Yeah, let's. What is this? Is this real life?
Right?
Roll your 1d10. Okay.
Dreams.
You have to use your action to make a melee attack against the monster.
Okay.
Yep.
I feel like that's what it wants.
Wait, what?
One hit.
I'm going to say that you can attack the creature however you feel best, as long as one of them is a melee. If you have something to support or something with your bonus action, you can go ahead and do that, since you are now focused in on this as your enemy.
Oh. So I can use my bonus action to do something else?
I'm going to say as long as you're attacking the creature in the spirit of using supporting your melee attack, yes.
I'll take 2 swings at it.
Okay, take your 2 swings.
Do I have disadvantage on this or no?
You do not. These are just your standard attacks here. Was that first one? Okay, 30? 30, natural 20? Yeah.
Okay, so one thing with this sword is I get to... Hold on. Disregard that roll, but read the
You lop off one of the target's limbs?
Yeah. I think. I roll another d20. So first of all, it takes an extra 14 points, so whatever I... So... Did it not roll damage on that?
No, Enos rolled to hit.
Okay. So...
Okay. You lop off one of its arms. As it's sitting there trying to crush into the rest of your bubble, you reach out with your sword, which is unmeasurably sharp. It is so sharp, it starts to tear its own rift into the Feywild's realm, and one of its arms, it starts spraying this black ichor just all over the place, and it stands back and starts to roll, starts to yell. Function and Zuka, I'm going to make both of you make a wisdom saving throw, because you can now clearly see who the enemy is, and this is going to be... You get another chance. Okay, Zuka, you immediately snap into it as you see Function rip off the arm of this creature, and it starts to spray over. Function, you still don't know what's going on, because you now have black ichor all over your face, and it kind of burns a little bit. But Zuka, you have now recovered, okay?
Okay. So I'm no longer confused.
Okay, with that being said, it's the end of your turn now, right, Function? Or are you taking your second swing?
Well, yeah. Well, hold on. How many... This rolled weird this time. I don't know why it rolled like that. So it looks like... Is that the damage on top?
17. Yeah.
Alright, so on that roll alone, it took 17 and 20 is...
Well, you rolled a 7. You rolled a 7, so you double the 7 damage. So it'd be 14 plus 10, right?
Okay, yeah. Extra 14, but isn't that my damage?
Normally it would be 7, which is you rolled 1d10 plus 10. So you rolled a 7. You double the dice since it was a natural 20. So because it's a critical hit. So it's 14, and then you add the 10 on top of that. So it's going to be 24 points of damage.
What 10?
Okay, so what? Where are you getting the 10s? Because the long sword of sharpness, when I do roll a 20, it takes an extra 14 points of damage. So I'm just confused on what the original damage was. Whatever the original damage was, we need to add 14.
Yeah, it's that 17 up top. So
yeah,
it would, so yeah.
So is that
it would be 17 plus 14 is what you're telling me, so 31?
So 14 plus 14, because it was a 7 original. Because of how we do criticals, you just double the 7, so that makes 14.
Okay.
And then you add the additional 14 for the critical from the specialty of the sword.
Gotcha. Okay, there we go. 20,
right?
Yes.
8.
Sounds good.
Sounds wonderful. Okay, good job.
So that's my first.
He wouldn't be using that
First hit,
sword
too.
if it wasn't melee too.
I think that was my first natural 20 on.
And you happen to use the sword that you never used that
Right?
Yeah.
give you extra damage.
I've been using it. I just can't roll right.
It's almost like, I don't know, being a Blade Master Warlock means you should do more melee. It's insane.
I do. I just miss.
Zuka,
Right.
I don't need your lip right now, okay?
Second hit. Oh,
Okay, the second one, after lopping off the arm, you actually swing out twice at the same arm. You stab it through the air like a shish kebab, but unfortunately it's no longer attached to the creature. You're able to slough it off as it's dissipating and just basically it's rotting right before your very eyes and just falling apart into nothingness. The creature is very hurt. That didn't feel good.
Did you say I can use my bonus action?
I'm gonna say as long as you're using it to support what your action was and you're attacking this creature, yeah.
Oh, I have to attack it?
Yes, you have to inflict some type of damage to it. Yes.
I got you. Okay. All right. And you know what? I'm gonna summon my. Can I summon my Shadow Blade? You know what? No, that's my turn.
Yeah, I'm gonna say if you have something to do to attack it,
Attack
no. Yeah. Okay.
You know what? I'm gonna kick it in the shin.
No magic.
Bonus action, kick it.
Okay, do a melee attack, I guess. Fuck it, yeah. It's just roll a d20 and add your strength modifier. You're not proficient in melee.
That's so stupid.
It is, but that's okay.
No,
This whole
we can
battle's
move on,
stupid.
but okay. Oh my
Yep.
It was inevitable. Statistically inevitable. He'll have to roll high at least
It
once.
was. So how you do if you're not a monk, how you do melee damage is you roll a 1d4.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep. 1. But we double it since it was a critical.
That's a natural 20 for 2 damage. That is amazing.
So, whoosh, whoosh, just lop one of the arms off, and as it's screaming, you take your 2 fingers and you poke him in its nose. It's just so pissed off. It has a little bit of a nosebleed now,
Yep.
but that's your bonus attack.
Yes.
Okay.
Best
All right.
bonus
Good shit.
attack
Good shit. Ah, fuck.
Oh my god.
Okay, Zuka, you finally feel yourself kind of returning to your natural state, and at the top of the round, you begin to hear whistles. Just maybe a couple of blocks over, maybe a block, maybe a couple of streets. You can't tell, but you do hear distant whistles.
Okay.
Your turn.
And I'm no longer confused.
No, you are not. I'm going to take that off of you.
Oh, but I am confused, right?
Yeah, you're confused as shit. Oh, sorry. You also need to make a wisdom saving throw at the end of your turn function. Zuka, what are you doing?
Go ahead and do that right now.
Yeah, make it right now.
Can I tell where the whistles are coming from? Is it like coming from behind where the monster's at, or?
Make a perception check real quick. Okay, you're still fucking loco function. Don't worry, that natural 20 on your poke.
I wanted it on that one.
Okay, you hear at least 3 different groups of whistles that sound like they're whistles that are accompanied by heavy footfalls. It's a sense of urgency. It's the same kind of whistle you've heard like police use the world over. They're probably a couple streets over.
Okay. All right, sounds good. So what I'm going to do? Do you know what Shadow Step? Can I bring someone with me?
No, that's Dimension Door. Shadow Step is solo to yourself.
Okay. All right. YOLO. All right. Sounds good. All right. Well, I'm gonna run up to behind the monster here, and I'm gonna give him some go whacks here again.
Okay. As you enter within a certain radius of it, you start to run up just as normal, just ready to attack this thing, and all of a sudden, it feels like the world itself starts to just distort and distend, and everything around you just becomes so disoriented and discombobulating. Need you to go ahead and make another wisdom saving throw.
Damn.
Can I use an action and stillness of mind, or do I need to roll?
Roll first. Let's see what you do, but then we'll hold that action to say maybe if you fail it. If you don't, you still have your action. No problem. But no. Wisdom saving throw.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No. Yeah. We need to see if it affects you. Yeah. So you start to feel discombobulated. You know that you can expend an action as you enter that range if you need to.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to.
Okay. Poof, just like that. It's all gone. So you've used your action. Now it's your bonus action that you can have.
Well, I have one action left still. I have two.
You have two actions?
Uh-huh.
Oh. Okay. Well, then you go right on ahead, sir.
Oh, shit.
It's attacks per action, though. It's 2 attacks per action, not 2 actions, right?
Oh, shit, you're right. Okay. Yeah, well, I'm getting the hell out of there. That was fun.
Okay, we're going to say that occurred. Hold on. That occurred. You took 10 steps in here. When you got within about 30 feet of this creature, that's when you start to feel the effect, essentially.
Okay.
You stopped at that point, and now you still have the rest of your movement. Okay?
And I still have a bonus at my bonus action.
You sure do. Yes, sir.
Oh, man. Okay, well, I guess I'm gonna just jump back around. I guess I'm not gonna even. Well, hold on, let me see what I can do for my bonus action.
Put your right foot in. You put your right foot out.
Oh man. Okay. Yeah. Man. I'm gonna give him opportunity to attack. All right. I'm not about that. I'm gonna hide back around this corner. I'm not gonna even shadow step or anything. I'm just gonna come back around this corner.
Are you actively using? Are you trying to hide stealth?
Yeah, I'll hide. Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and make a stealth check. All right.
I have advantage on it too.
Oh, you certainly seem to have disappeared.
Cool.
Holy shit.
Okay. At the beginning of the creature's turn, it looks at you, Function, in front of it, just so pissed off. I need you to make a... Where is it? A charisma save, please. This might not work because you were so good at these. Yeah. Okay. So as it starts to focus on you, you feel this this oppressive just kind of force that goes around your head, just this little loop right here that starts to almost pull and pop. Luckily, you being as charismatic as you are, you're able to just go, and it goes poof, and flies up in the air and dissipates whatever it was trying to do. The creature looks at you and lets out another yell, and it's going to take 2 more attacks at you. This is going to be 2 of these. I rolled doubles. 25, does that hit?
Yes.
Okay, I rolled that twice, so 2 25s.
Oh, yeah, both of them.
Yeah, I rolled two of those same ones. The first one as it slashes in again. Your shield is essentially crumpled at this point. You're so confused you can't really dodge anything. The first swipe that comes in does 9 points of slashing damage. Okay. But then you also feel the pain of your head just kind of coalesce, and it takes an additional 8 points of psychic damage. And then the second attack, that's much better, does 14 points of slashing damage. Ooh, with 14 points of psychic damage following that one up. So the first claw gets you pretty good in the arm, but the second one just goes right into the gut, and as it starts to slide up, your headache gets so bad. It's almost a migraine at this point.
What is this feeling?
It starts to drool as it looks at you, and that's the end of its turn. Function. I need you to roll a d10, please.
Yes!
A 2 is how...
Dies my headache, yeah.
Okay. With 1 being up, I need you to roll a d8. I need you to roll 2 d8, sorry. First one's a 3.
Oh.
5. Okay, so with one being straight up, Zuka, you see, you're over there watching Function just takes a whole bunch of slashes. Function kind of looks around for a second, turns to his immediate right, and just starts sprinting off in that direction. He's going to take, with 1 being up, 2 being northeast, and 3 being directly east. You're going to go east 5 squares if you can, if that's far enough there, Function. Or 5, yep, right there. As you run away from it, it's going to take an attack of a 12. That doesn't hit, right?
No.
So, yeah, it's trying to slash at you. Nothing happens.
He was right. That was the one limb he forgot he didn't have.
Yeah, damn it. Yes, absolutely. Go ahead and make a wisdom. A wisdom saving throw to see if you can get out of the aura of mind erosion.
Damn it. Can I roll good now? Yeah!
Finally, as you run, you stop. You look to your right and you see Zuka kind of beckoning you to go this way. You glance over your shoulder as you see the now 5-armed creature just yelling at you in that corner.
What just happened? I just made a call. Is that what I summoned? I don't know.
Okay. So, as at the top of the turn, before Zuka gets to go, Zuka, you hear the whistles. They're much, much closer, and just actually you can't see it from where you are, but you hear whistles and what sounds like footsteps coming.
Okay. I'm going to let's see here. I'm going to cast Darkness. I'm going to spend some key points and cast Darkness.
Okay. Go ahead and roll it there.
And then for my second act... you know what? Can I do it for my bonus action? Let's see something really quick.
Casting from a bonus action is a special feat as a floorcaster typically. I don't think monks have that. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna cast Darkness then, and so it's 60 feet. 15 feet of affected area.
Okay. Go ahead and throw that spell up there if you don't mind.
Sure.
I'm assuming you're throwing it like right on the bad guy.
I was actually throwing it kind of between the bad guy and Function.
Okay, cool. If I could get this stupid thing. Here we go. Okay, well he's not moving. This is stupid. Okay. All right. So it is magical darkness. With dark vision. Okay, it's considered obscured. Okay, do you want to put it at that point, or do you want to put it on something? Because you can have it emanate from an object.
Yeah, I mean, if it's on me, can I see through the dark vision or the darkness?
No, it would be a 15-foot radius sphere where darkness spreads all around you.
Yes. Does the darkness move with the object if you put it on an object?
Yes, it does.
Okay, then yeah, I guess I'll put it on the creature.
Okay.
And you can't see through it, right?
I mean, it is now considered dark with a creature with dark vision can't see through the darkness, and non-magical light can't illuminate it. So chances are,
yeah,
this little guy here.
So I'm gonna cast it on the monster then.
Okay, I wish I could move the frickin' stupid thing. Here,
sorry.
Zoom in. No, it's not you. It's this. Okay, casting it right there. All right.
So for my bonus action, I mean, if it counts as a bonus action, I'm gonna tell Function quickly, come with me. Let's try and get out of here.
Okay, that works.
And then I'm gonna move. Can I move? I can still move, right? That's done.
You can still move, absolutely. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. He's blocking our exit. So.
Okay, quick question. Did I use my turn to run? Is that what I did? Okay, perfect.
That was your turn. That's correct.
Yeah, I got you. Perfect.
so I'm gonna move over here. God, can you see my ruler? Over here.
Yes.
Okay, that allows me to get through to go out this way, right?
Yeah. You're basically on the sky docks at this point. There's a large ship over to the side here.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna move just kind of over here. Is this kind of somewhat out of sight?
You could try to hide.
Okay. I mean, does that count as another action?
No, that would count as a bonus action.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't want to say telling him let's get out of here is not going to be a bonus action. That's a little bit much. Yeah.
Okay.
We appreciate that.
I know. Just don't be surprised when the bad guys start doing it too.
Yeah, fair enough.
Okay. All right. Is that the end of your turn?
That's the end of my turn.
Okay. Cool.
Am I successfully hidden right there?
As far as you can tell.
Okay.
It's hard to tell, especially with the creature now being shrouded in darkness as well. You guys can't see it, and it cannot see you. Okay. Function as the monster is just has this billowing shade of darkness kind of emerging from it. You now see what looks like rolling darkness coming straight towards you. You can't see the monster. All you can see is this just billowing, nasty smoke fog coming off of it as it moves its full movement to come towards right next to you. You are now also enveloped, and it seems that this creature isn't too poorly affected by this. You, however, it is absolute pitch black darkness at this point. It's going to come up to you, and it's going to make 2 attacks against you. Really doesn't like you. Okay. There's a 23 hit.
Shield again.
Okay. You throw up your shield once more. You don't see anything. All you see is this black billowing just nastiness around you. All of a sudden you see the crackle of energy as a claw streaks out from the darkness, just holding against the side of your shield there. With the shield, does a 24 hit?
It does. Fuck!
Again, with the other side, just starts to go through and just breaks through the crackling energy that you have there. You take... Oh, God. Oh, no. It's a deep score. It's a deep cut this time. Hold on, I'm going to re-roll that because we don't need that. There you go. It's a deep core that where one of the hooked fingers just comes in and almost rips off your entire breastplate area that you have here. You take 17 points of slashing damage, and then the psychic backlash as it touches your skin is another 6 points of psychic damage. And with it being there, after it does that, you begin to hear... Actually, hold on. How far are you, Zuka, from this creature? 65. Okay. Function. As your breastplate just is about to fall off and you reach to it instinctively, you begin to hear the voices just start to come around you, and you feel the pressure on your forehead again. I need you to make... hold on, another... He's casting... Wisdom saving throw, please. Hold on, what's your save? 13, okay. All right, this time, the pressure on your head is just too much, and the crown begins to constrict, and it closes around itself, and you feel it start to lock upon your head. You begin to hear the words, "Kill him, kill your friend," and you have no choice. You have to. Zuka is a traitor. This monster finally opened your eyes to it. On your next turn, you will be charmed with the crown of Crown of Madness. You can try to stop it at the beginning of your turn with the same save, but as for right now, this is basically like mind control, is what it is. So, okay. No Okabar because it is a fake creature. Function. Make a wisdom saving throw for me if you want to.
In Zuka. This is what I meant.
You said if I want to.
If you want to try to resist, yeah.
What the hell? Oh, God damn it.
That bastard Zuka's a traitor.
Oh my
Okay, you now have to go and make an attack against him. You have to make a single attack against him.
I don't know if I can reach him.
It doesn't have to be a melee attack. Actually, make a perception check real quick.
Yeah.
Function.
Okay.
Disadvantage.
Oh yeah, you would be disadvantaged since you're in complete darkness. Yeah, make a disadvantaged perception check, which you usually. Yeah, there it is. Okay, bro, you have no idea where Zuka is, but you're really pissed at him. So
just brand fast.
yeah, you'd probably need to like walk in the direction of where he was.
Okay. So I guess do I take my action to move 30 feet towards where I thought he was?
That would be your movement, and I'll consider since you made your perception check in the mist there, you still have shit all over your eyes, so you're trying to get it out of your face. So you won't have to redo a perception check once you get out of the mist.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah, you move 30 feet that way.
10, 20,
Hold up.
30?
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go. By the way, this is what this guy looks like. If you haven't seen it here, that's him. Rawr. He's awesome. He's the sire of insanity. He's fantastic.
Oh.
All right. So, Function, I'm going to say, is there anything else you want to do? Do you want to do anything with your bonus action or your action?
Am I still pissed at him?
Zuka?
Yeah.
Dude, yeah, he's a traitor. He totally did terrible things.
Oh, I can't do it. Never mind. Thank God. Because Eldritch Blow is not a bonus action. Okay.
Nope. Okay, into your turn?
Yep.
Okay, Zuka. At this point, you begin to see, not just here, but you begin to see footfalls of various, they look like soldiers coming from what is the north here, running up and almost approaching where this big billowing portion of darkness is. There's also some sounds that are coming from the southwest that look to be perhaps some other soldiers. You're not exactly sure, but they're certainly where the source of all of the whistling came from. Okay. Zuka, you're up.
Is it just in questioning God about darkness? I mean, since the duration is concentration, if I'm no longer concentrating on that, can I let the darkness go away on that if I want?
Yeah, you can drop it at any point. It doesn't take an action or anything.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do that then. So that way it's gone.
Okay. Just emerging as this 5-legged creature beast.
Okay. And then for my action, I'm actually going to cast Darkness on Function. So.
Okay. All right. So use your key points again for that.
Yep. Exactly.
Okay.
And then what I'm going to do for my bonus action, I'm going to use another key point. And I'm going to use my Step of the Wind.
Okay.
Did it go through? There it is. Sorry. Alright, so long. Anyway, but it allows me to dash as a bonus action.
Okay.
Which dash gets me how much range? It's like double my range, right?
It would be your regular movement, and then you can do it again as a dash. Yes.
Okay, so that's 100 feet of movement.
Wait, in 4 seconds, dude, you're hauling ass.
So, all right. So let's see here. Yeah,
that's a 4-second, 30-yard dash, is what that is.
So I'm gonna run. I guess this is 30. That's 30, and that's 40. I'll try and hide myself in that shadow right over there. Is that okay? Oh, I guess I haven't already used my action, so never mind.
Okay, who are you trying to hide from, the monster or from the people that just appeared?
I'll be right here. I'm just hiding right on that corner.
Okay. As you turn the corner, you do notice 2 soldiers and what seems to be like a cleric or some type of other soldier kind of running from the southern docks here. You see these 3 guys?
Oh, yeah. I didn't see those guys. Okay, so I'll be right here.
Yeah, so you would see them as you're running around the corner and you're trying to hide, but you realize that hiding would probably be futile. They do see this cloaked, masked man running towards them, and they get pretty defensive.
Help!
Okay. Make a persuasion check.
Okay. Come on.
Do you really need help?
Yes.
All right. Okay. So then the monster, who is still just doggedly pursuing Function, he is going to continue after Function, actually. He goes right up here, right next to Function, without any trouble at all. It's almost as if he can see through magical darkness. He's going to take 2 more attacks on Function. Does a 15 hit Function?
No.
Does a 29 hit?
Yes.
Okay, just making sure. Every DM loves asking that question. First slash takes 23 points of slashing damage with an additional, that's 7 points of psychic, just backlash. The first attack, what's that?
Function is down.
Okay, Function falls down. In the midst of this magical darkness that is just billowing everywhere, Zuka, you were able to say help. Function, I'm going to go ahead and make your saving throw real quick, okay?
Already?
It's your turn. That was the end of his turn.
Oh, shit. Yep. Right.
Okay.
I don't mean to be that guy, but we kind of need music for this.
So, at the top of the turn, I'm going to go ahead and add in all of these dudes here. Actually, I'm just going to add them as one. They'll just move as all at the same time here. That's what they'll do. That way we don't have to fucking deal with all that shit. All right, let me roll for them real quick. 9, 5. Okay. They're really good at everything. All right, so Zuka, you've made your case at this point, and you do hear the falling thunderous sound of what seems to be a warforged hitting the pavement. You've made your plea for the soldiers who have kind of stopped, and it's kind of paused their advance a little bit. What are you doing?
Let me see. Okay, I know what I'm gonna do. Okay, so I'm gonna round the corner here. I'm gonna move just kind of right over here, and as I'm turning, I'm like, follow me. He's around this corner.
Okay, make another. We're gonna go with the same one. Yep. Okay. Cool.
Okay.
No problem.
So as I move here, I'm going to spend some key points. I'm gonna do my shadow arts. Spend 2 key points, and I'm gonna cast minor illusion. I'm gonna duplicate myself right there, so it's just an image, and it looks like identical to me.
That's
minor.
okay. Let me. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm just reading really quick. I'm sorry.
I don't know if minor illusion can be like a full person. I think it's like a chair, muddy footprints, small chest.
Shit. Okay. Yeah, you're right. Okay, actually, well, I'm already going that way.
Aviary, it can't be like a painting or like a dollar or anything that's too intricate. It has to be very simple. Or you can create a sound too.
Yeah. I'll create just like not an explosion, but just like I don't know, just like a loud crash, kind of right over here.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna run and let's see here. as hopefully I'll kind of come back over here, not within sight of the monster, but just kind of coming back around this way.
Okay. All right. Do you have anything else?
I mean that's all I can really do at this point.
Okay. Okay. All right. Make a persuasion check for your sound. Just see how loud and how much it grabs the attention of the monster here. Okay. All right, so function. The creature itself it's going to make an attack against you.
Intense.
With advantage, obviously. The 26 hit? Okay. It's going to be a crit hit. So you automatically lose 2. And it's going to... Yes. So as it does that, you don't see anything. And with it being just on the edge of this darkness that is billowing off of itself, it stands up and goes... like lets off almost a feral, Wolverine-ish, beastish howl, and magic just starts to pour out of its eyes. And everyone, Zuka, I need you to make a intelligence. I'm sorry, a charisma saving throw. Since you're there, I need to make them too. Okay. Okay. Okay.
What a session
Just 1,
so
2,
far.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. 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 Yeah. You begin to get a little bit of a headache, but you feel like you're able to shrug most of it off. Yeah. You feel like you're okay. Okay. Function. I need you to make a death saving throw, please.
Oh man.
It's just a D20, right?
Roll a d20.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Yo, what the fuck is going on?
Okay. Rolling 9 to 5. They turn this little corner here. They begin to take up. They begin to run up, and you see them immediately slam their shields into the ground. And the ones behind them, they pull spears over just in a very defensive position. And you see the wizard just start to cast a spell. You're not sure exactly what it is, but he is starting to do a few things with his hands. Nobody can really see this anyway, because Zuka, you're behind, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you see the monster where you are, Zuka?
No, I think that corner's blocking. Obscure.
Yeah, okay. So what you do see is you see a big flash of orangish light coming around you. And okay, cool. All right. At the top of the turn, you hear a voice scream out as loud as it can be. The most haughty, strong voice scream out, "Hey, fuckers, keep it down!" Just out of nowhere. And from where you are, you see in this pavilion area over here to the right. Let me see over here. You see this person kind of stumble out, just looking around, very, very disheveled. His hair is long and black and curly everywhere. It looks like he had a hat at some point. He has a long captain's trench coat with embroideries of yellow and red and purple. It's a very nice, affluent-looking trench coat that has a couple of wine stains all over it. He's got a cutlass in one hand, and he's looking around. and he's got a bottle in the other hand, and he looks over and he starts to run forward. That's all you can see from your angle, actually. Okay, it's your turn.
All right, sounds good. All right, I'm gonna charge in at the monster again.
Okay.
Coming in hot. By the way, I'm dispelling as I'm like running towards it, like Naruto, like hand sing style. I'm dispelling the darkness that's over.
Okay. Yep. Okay, as you dispel this, you see a very bloody, beaten, torn apart function who was once the most like a Mercedes-Benz now looks like a crushed tin can with part of his like breastplate torn open. What looks to be not like oil or something machine, but actual blood, like a shimmering kind of milky white blood pouring out of his wounds.
Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna run forward and try and strike the monster.
Okay.
Yeah, you want me to just roll hit DC?
If you're just rolling attacks, go ahead and hit it.
All right.
Like the android of Alien. Very, very, very good.
Okay. 15 hit.
Okay. The first one, whack! You hit it. It just buries itself into the flesh of this creature and doesn't seem to do any types of damage. It just barely misses.
Okay. I'm gonna go for it again.
This time, poof, hitting it right where one of its arms was at one point in time. You hit right where the bone is, and you start to just jab it in there. And yeah, that's gonna because it's a vicious quarterstaff. It's an extra 7, so that would be how much damage?
Yeah, 8 plus 7, 15.
Okay.
It'll be plus 8, right?
Oh yeah.
Oof.
No, you double the 8 because it was a critical.
Oh, so 16. Yeah, 16 plus 7.
There you go.
Oh, so another 8.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a
And then-
learning process.
It is.
Sorry, I'm not used to that. And then I'm gonna spend a key point to try and do a stunning strike on that blow.
Okay, go ahead. That's a con save, right?
Con save 15. Yep.
Trust me, it doesn't happen often for us.
This time, with the staff just stuck in that vulnerable place, you're able to kind of suss out where it should be, and you stick it in there, and you end up going into its rib cage with your quarterstaff, striking its heart, and you can see it just freeze up instantaneously, not moving at all, just stunned.
Awesome. For my bonus action, I'm gonna do flurry of blows.
Okay, go ahead. Each of these attacks are with advantage, by the way.
Awesome. And
Much as I hate it.
flurry of blows lets me do what? 2?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So let's do it. So hold on. So that's with advantage, right?
Yeah.
26 hit?
Okay. 26 does hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
Yeah.
Okay. With advantage.
So 19 hit?
19 does hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
So another 7.
Another 7. Damn. Okay.
So yeah, so it's what, 14 plus what was the original? 25.
Yeah. He did a lot of damage. It's hurting. It's stunned. It's scared. It's looking around.
Okay, and then I'm gonna get the hell out of there. And he doesn't have opportunity to attack, right? Because he's stunned.
As far as you can tell, since he has not moved at all, and he's not actively scaring anything at all because it is in okay.
And
Yeah, move in and out of his field.
I wouldn't be able to like pick up function and carry him with me, right? That would be an action.
That would take an action. Yeah.
Okay. All right, I'm just gonna move back over here.
Okay. Sounds good. All right, you take off. Monster's turn.
Stunned.
Nothing you can do.
Function's turn. Roll.
Hold on, we're getting there. We're getting there.
Oh yeah, there's somebody before me.
Lol.
Still a fun
Yep. Because I rolled in secret. You see this or actually, only Zuko would see this. Yep. There is a young man who is probably in his late 20s, just kind of sauntering, stumbling his way up, and he sees this creature, and he's kind of swiping at it before he even gets there. You woke me up! Starts to take another swipe at him. It's still with disadvantage because he's so inebriated. 20 and a 3. That one's going to be miss. Okay, 17 and a 3. That'll be okay. So he's trying to swipe at this creature that can't even move, and he can't even hit what's like right in front of him. You see his boots are just very well lacquered, just very well tailored suit. He seems to be just the epitome of what would be a captain. Swiping at this creature in front of him, and he accidentally kind of stumbles on function, looks down, and he looks at what could be a health potion in his pocket, and then looks at you. Function. I need you to roll a death saving throw, please.
Dun dun dun.
Gonna pray to famous Darren is and God. And roll it. No!
That's so nice to know you.
Oh!
Zuka, as you're running away, you look back and you see Function, his fluids and his body just pouring out. All of a sudden, stop. Function's not breathing. He's not moving. He's not even bleeding. At this point, all of the soldiers are running up and they start to just absolutely carve in there. One of the mages that is running up, he is obviously a mage. He has no armor. He has these long robes on, a very tall, pointy hat, and he has a nice little stick that he's using. He sees Function on the ground and he starts to cast this spell with closing his eyes, and you see the magical energies start to wander around himself. You also, Zuka, make a perception check for me real quick. Okay, you do notice that he has a little small badge, a clasp that's holding his cape together, and as he uses his magic, you see the clasp like light up. It is what looks to be the insignia of a small leaf. With a sword behind it, and it lights up real quick, and it looks like all what would be the tiniest of little motes around it. They aren't repelled by it, they aren't destroyed by it. It looks like this little crest is what's keeping it safe. He starts to cast it over Function, and it looks like it has no effect. You see him kind of frown a little bit as he walks over there. The creature itself is just getting like butchered by everyone else. It's starting to fall apart. It's losing legs. He can't move. Essentially, the creature is dead now that the trained soldiers have gotten onto it. And you see one of the mages that was here earlier, the one in the green suit, kind of turns around and goes, "You, sir, are you the one that's broken our laws here and allowed this foul creature in?"
No, that was unfortunately my friend you see over there.
The one on the ground?
Yes.
Well, I hate to tell you this, but it looks like he's beyond immediate help unless you can afford to pay for a diamond on it.
Yeah, well, I'm traveling with some other members of my party that I think we can hopefully bring him back.
Sure. I'm sure. Search him. Function. How much gold do you have on you right now?
Oh, God. A lot?
Yes. Okay. Okay, so the soldiers are going through your corpse here, and they pull up a very laden sack of gold, and they kind of look at Zuka, and the mage is kind of up there by you. Goes, this is your friend?
He's my servant, and what he has on him is mine.
Oh, well, it'd probably be much cheaper to get another one. A Revivify, it runs a standard 5,000 gold, unfortunately.
Well, this one is special to me and to my traveling party.
I do understand. Cedric, go ahead. So, do you have at least 5,000 gold function? Function, do you have 5,000 gold?
Hold on. No.
How much do you have?
2658.
Do you have any other items that could add up to 5,000 gold?
Oh, yeah, probably.
Okay. So you see them kind of look through it. So they're kind of talking back and forth, and the main guy's like, "Well, the officer he kind of approaches you and he's like, well, it looks like you're still a bit short. Do you have something else that you could perhaps meet between these diamonds? They don't necessarily grow on trees, you know." And he's running out of time.
Absolutely, I'm willing to part with some of my belongings. What? How short are we?
About 2,400 gold short.
And if you, I'm willing to give some of what I have, but would any of the items that he has, would that help cover the cost as well?
Yeah. What about my sword?
Let me see. Just one moment. This is quite the nice.
Can I move over here?
Yes. So yeah, we're considered out of battle at this point as the creature has effectively dissolved. We're just kind of standing over function real quick. The other mage is like holding this huge, massive diamond, just kind of holding it over, just waiting for the okay. As the high mage that you're speaking with, he looks at the sword. He goes, "I believe that we could perhaps come up with something that meets the amount. Are you okay with this?"
You go with that function? Okay, yep.
He's dead. He can't answer. Very well.
Internalize it.
Do you want to give up the sword I gave you for free, or do you want to die for real?
Yeah, I'm giving up the sword, for sure. It did, did what I wanted. I saw it happen, and I'm like, okay, I'm done.
So let's get this straight. The sword, the 2,600 here. How much did you have, Zuka? Do you, sir?
Well, I am very poor being a monk, but I'm willing to give what I have. I have 55 gold.
Would you have a servant?
Yep, it was a gift.
Let me look real quick, and then you see the other mage going like, "Hey, let's get this!" And no, Prager, unfortunately, you do not. This is like happening in Manhattan when you guys are in Queens. You guys are on the opposite end of the entire city. Yes. Proceed. This isn't always guaranteed, and it helps if you give some words of encouragement, if you don't mind. Could you say something nice to your servant, please?
Yeah, I'll kneel down and whisper next to function in his ear. Hey, you're gonna be okay. This is gonna work. You'll be just fine.
Okay, make a persuasion check for me.
On function?
Yeah, make a persuasion check to see how much this reacts to you, because you still have to beat like a DC from this die.
Do I believe you?
Okay. So as the mage leans over, and he looks like he's actually a cleric of Moradin, kind of leans over and starts to whisper and starts to cast the spell. It is a full ritualistic spell to where he has to draw a quick chalk line around you and put some symbols and start to kind of measure the means of your unique biology. He's never cast this expensive spell on a non-biological creature, a non-naturally occurring creature. He doesn't know. He doesn't doesn't really even think it's going to work. But the fact that he has this now beautifully scabbarded, nice sword of magical enchantments that kicked ass in your last fight, unfortunately, and a huge sack of gold, he casts it regardless. Okay. He begins to reach into his pouch and pulls out a bunch of dried pebbles and kind of pushes a little bit of, like, it's not quite dust, it's a little bit finer than dust, not quite gravel, but he starts to sprinkle it over, and you, Zuka, you hear the ding, 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 just kind of all over his armor. Some of it falls into his blood, his silvery metallic blood, and almost kind of soaks into it, making a mud type. You see him bring up the diamond itself, and as he's sitting there enchanting and speaking, you look into the diamond, Zuka, and you see it start to swirl and looks into the diamond. You see the cosmos themselves. You see the universe all collapse into a tiny little piece. And as he's speaking into it, he holds it up high and it just shatters. And all the thousands of crystalline parts begin to fall over and make it the most beautiful diamond dust as they slowly settle onto Function's body. A few more words are said and a moment passes. The blood from his body and the fluids that were once contained in Function, they glisten uniquely in the light as small motes of light start to go around them, each with them reflecting off the small shards of diamond. And you wait for a second, and you hear as Function instantly just comes back, and his eyes pop into existence, and you can see him looking around. Even through the lenses, you see the fear and the inane things. Function. While you're in that moment, we're going to have a whisper. The rest of you guys, take a bathroom break.
The fuck?
First death.
Thanks for being back, guys.
That was nuts.
Didn't have a potion on.
I know. I was whispering the whole time. I'm like, what do you want me to do, man?
Rule number 1: never fucking split the party.
You know, it's funny is that
we shop as a team.
Survey.
We shop as a team.
I find it hard to believe like we didn't hear any of this or see like a beacon.
Dude, that's what I'm trying to say. There's no way my eagle eyes didn't notice these motes focus on their shit.
Yeah, for sure. You for sure.
No way. No way.
We're over a mile away, and they're like up in the air.
Yeah.
No way we know this is happening.
Up in the air is more of a reason for me to be able to see them.
You can see a mile and a half.
I guess maybe I'm misunderstanding like these.
I just see some fucking light changes in a city that doesn't have magic. I'm pretty sure.
I think this is like a really. I think it's actually quite a big city. Like, I feel like what you're saying is like I don't understand why I didn't hear a car crash in Fort Worth.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
bro, not the same. Not the same. He said the time of day rarely changes, so that the lighting never changes, and those motes don't do anything unless there's magic around. So
all of that happened in less than a minute, though. So we might have seen it, just doesn't.
Yeah. I wouldn't have gotten there fast enough to get.
All I'm saying is, I think I could have maybe seen it and started heading that way. I'm not saying I would have made it in any combat. I'm not saying I could have saved anything. All I'm saying is, there's no chance I could have seen that. Really?
Yeah.
Well, thanks for being patient. So,
You don't know what you've seen yet. You haven't asked yet.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I did, but
He's gonna backtrack and tell us what happened, and in the meantime, we'll see. Obviously, you weren't gonna be able to get there, but doesn't mean you didn't notice.
Function, a warlock too. So, I mean, has he met like his god yet, or whatever?
We don't think so, but maybe he could have met him in one of the dreams.
I mean, he may have met him right now.
Oh, that's fair.
That's
After he died. That's probably what this whisper is. It's him dying, talking to his god, and then coming back.
Usually how it works.
Yeah. I don't know. Just so you guys know, speaking meta, like, I've got spells to stop death, so we have some fun with that. I just need more components, is really what it is.
I can do it. I have the components now too.
Well, what's cool is because of my one of my feats, my component cost is lower.
I actually have another spell that I can make him last longer, like make his body resurrect without longer than a minute. Like it can be longer than a minute. If I can another spell on him.
I have one that's more random.
Is that Revivify, Casey?
Revivify is what brings him back, but I have another spell called what's it called? Hold on, I'll find it. Gentle Repose, which for the duration the target is protected from decay and not become undead. The spells. Oh wait, no, that's not it. There's a different one. Hold on. Not per healing.
Zuka. Function comes back too.
Well, it's more like a.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you okay?
I had the strangest dream. The last thing I remember, I was trying to get a hold of somebody.
Do you remember who I am?
Yes.
Okay.
Zuka.
At this point, the soldiers are kind of sheathing their swords, and they walk up. Again, it's the high priest kind of speaking. So, in reprimand of breaking our Lord's laws and forever just basically creating a small invasion force, you said that this was your Warforged, correct, sir?
Yes.
All right, might I have your name, please?
Zuka.
Zuka, do you have a house sponsor? Are you native to this land, or are you a visitor?
I'm a visitor.
A visitor, very well. He kind of writes along, and he hands you what is like it's basically a ticket. He gave you a parking ticket, essentially, and he said, "Now, I wouldn't worry too much about it. We've kind of incorporated your fee into the revival fee for your servant here. Servant, you have a master that cares very well for you. I would recommend not running away anytime soon." Mr. You said it's Zaka or something? I don't care. It's a pleasure doing business with you. Please, keep this one on a leash, otherwise your next fine will be much sharper, if not imprisonment of itself.
Thank you very much. We'll be on our way.
Yes, do make sure you are on your way. At this point, the other soldiers are kind of cleaning their swords, and they're going about seeing if there's anything left of the monster, but there's really not a whole lot left.
Is that drunken guy still in the street?
Okay, make a perception check for me.
Okay.
Man, in that moment, since you were just so concerned about your friend, you don't see him anymore.
Okay. I'll tell Function, hey, let's try and get you back to Zan's grandfather's house and try and get you fixed up.
Function, you're at 1 hit point right now, by the way.
Oh my god.
Do you want to cast Cure Wounds?
Yes, I do.
No, you do not.
No, I do not.
No.
Okay, so Zuka, you kind of take Function over the arm, and Function is like 600 pounds, so he's quite a large, heavy fella, but the two of you make your way back to grandfather's estate as best you can. Does anybody need to take a bathroom break? I know that I do. Real quick.
Yeah.
We need to take a I almost fucking died break.
I just see your Okabar picture. I don't see anything. I can't hear you either. Why are you?
Yeah, we can't hear you, Oscar.
Oh, my bad. I was gonna say, Tal, what if we just all set our mute picture to
We could do that.
The problem is that like mine, it cuts off at the top and bottom. So
I mean, what made me think about it is yours, because yours is your background. If you just second guess it, you don't notice it's not you're not there.
Except if you notice, it's actually mirrored compared to what it is.
Barely, yeah.
It's over my right shoulder, and then in the picture, it's on my left.
No, it's both on the correct shoulder on both pictures, actually. From here, at least for me, it's both
Looks
on
mirrored
your
from
right shoulder. All that stuff.
That was fun.
So that was a fun monster.
Yeah, woohoo. No, that was intense. I wasn't even doing shit.
It was tricky because like you can't get close to him, and as a melee attacker, I was screwed.
Yeah. Homie is he's the Sire of Insanity. He is a challenge level 12, by the way.
Ooh, what up? Oh shit.
Hey God, how many hit points did we have him at before like all the Royal Guard before I stunned him and they like slashed him up?
You had taken out 78 total, like you
How
between the
much
two of you. More than 78. Yeah, y'all weren't quite close.
Oh man, well thank God for the guards.
You're welcome.
And the fact that Function took off 2 limbs.
That was a cool sword. Too bad he only used it one time.
I know. I know.
Oh man.
We have other weapons he can use.
I just gave it to him.
Never give Function anything.
And then he just died. What do you expect? It's not like he's gonna give up his armor.
For the record, I would have given up everything that I had.
Also, for the record, and Talvin.
I'm pretty sure all of us
Actually,
would have.
I'm just going to tell you this, Talvin. We're going to whisper real quick.
Okay.
Just
this happened and that happened.
Not cool. Just whisper.
Dude, what a.
I wasn't there. You know what I mean? What are you gonna do?
What you gonna do? That's what I say.
the EpiPen of D&D. The Epic Pen. Man, that was a close one, too. So the rest of you guys were having a lovely day shopping.
Yeah, we got.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Talbot's holding a tank tunic up to his chest and turns to Rhaegar and goes, "Does this color make me look fat?"
A monologue of outfits. Yeah.
And I'm just looking at a vial of poison I just purchased, and that's it.
Very poisonous. Yes.
Me around the corner trying to sneak out of my flask.
Why are you trying to hide it?
Because I'm in a store. Or wherever we're still at.
Is there no open container law here or something?
I mean, it's medieval elven village. You can probably get away with it.
Without judgment and daylight at this time.
If we were any place smaller, they probably wouldn't have been able to just do it on the spot like that.
What, Okobar?
Never mind. You kind of answered the question.
Okay, we're going to pretend like Function and Zuka are heading back. Is there any other shopping escapades that anyone else wants to go on? Because last time we had Rhaegar and Talvin, they went shopping for... What'd you guys go for? Did y'all go for the potions, or that was Xanthar and Okobar, right?
And
yeah,
I think they were going. I think they got diamonds.
Diamond.
Oh, yeah. You wanted to buy a diamond, Rhaegar?
Yeah, I got 2.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I had a list. I don't know where it went.
Okay. So, as most of the party has kind of arrived back, and at this point, you spent a good portion of the morning shopping and doing other errands and things. You're all kind of sitting around the lunch table, just lounging, relaxing, just taking it easy as the staff and general accoutrements of Xanthar's grandfather are typically very welcoming. You feel very at home here. Zan is able to kind of show you guys around a little bit. Like this is this painting I drew when I was only 122, a wee lad. Just kind of showing you the general outlook. With that happening, as you guys are kind of in the courtyard, just taking not really a tour, but just kind of dicking around in Xanthar's old stomping grounds, you see the doors hurriedly swung open by two of the servants as Zuka and Function are kind of slowly brought in. Function looks like garbage, probably the worst you've ever seen Function, the shape he's ever been in, and Zuka doesn't seem too good himself either. Mostly tired.
Oh, what the fuck happened, boys?
I had the craziest
Function, come on. I'm gonna go help drag Function to our first aid room.
Okay. So you're able to drag him towards. I know you're Baymax. I know you are. As you start to drive him toward the apothecary infirmary, you're in the room across the hall from Talvern's friends, and you can see that the Talvern's friend kind of like looks up and tries to see what's going on over there, but he doesn't attend to it too much. You have the support of servants and of grandfather himself as everybody kind of gets Function into a bed. He seems like terrible, and again, this infirmary, it's not a hospital, it's just kind of a place for beds for sick people, and Function eventually lays down. The bed itself, which is one of those tie mattresses, you can hear just really struggle under the weight of Function, but eventually he is settled down, and everybody kind of gets in the room. The madam, the large kind of pompous lady, she runs in there. She checks him over. She doesn't really know what to do with a Warforged, but she does run off trying to get some poultices, and the group as a majority are kind of left alone in the room.
Hey Zan, thanks for helping me bring him in. Function was trying to get in contact with you guys and decided to cast a spell.
Fuck, man. So something came through, I guess?
Oh yeah. This crazy fey creature that used some kind of trick on your mind, and it was crazy.
Jeez, yeah, no, it's like a barrier, so as soon as it gets ripped through the first time, it starts happening much more often. It takes time to build back up, so...
I think that Function actually died. We had to. Luckily, there was a cleric there from the Imperial Guard or the City Guard that was able to use this massive diamond and brought him back to life. But we had to essentially give up all of Function's gold and a weapon to barter with him to do that.
I saw a wizard.
All of his gold is our gold.
Gold comes and goes. It's replaceable.
We still have gold coming in.
Wizard! I saw a wizard.
Well, that's not
do they have any potions? Would that count as magic? I don't think it does. To help him heal faster.
You see Madame Pomfrey kind of come in and start to rub what look to be poultices, but instead of it being like greenery and things, it's like different rocks. They're like different, like watered down iron maybe. And she starts to kind of get some steel wool and start to rub Function. It's very abrasive, and even the does not feel good at all. And she's kind of taking care of you, bathing your hand and scrubbing it with Optifree or whatever solution she comes to hand. And she says, no, we won't be using any potions. Those are quite expensive. We'll get better the old-fashioned way.
Stainless steel cleaner.
Function.
Yeah.
You said that you had a dream. Can you remember what happened?
Are we all in this room?
Yeah, all of you have kind of made your way out here.
Oh, okay.
Oh. Well.
How much damage is he like? Can we see?
He's like Pacific Rim beat up Jaeger. Beat to shit.
Is his tattoos lit up at all, or
Did you get a new tattoo? Damn it, you beat me to it.
They're very dull at this point. Not very lifelike. Almost desaturated.
I did not get a new tattoo. What was that easy dream?
I feel like something's different.
They're saturated, but are they all the same?
Desaturated. They look like they're still the same imagery. A couple of small minor details might have changed. For instance, on the right side where you used to see the pyramid, the giant ziggurat with the big golden eye on top, it looks much darker. It looks like the eye itself is almost a dark purple. On this side, you see.
Oh, sorry. Can I cast detect good and evil and just see if not good and evil?
No,
don't cast anything.
No. I'm not casting anything. I'm looking at something that I can already. Is Divine Sense technically a spell?
Throw it up.
If it's
Yeah, throw it up there. Let's see real quick.
Alright. It's basically like a sense, like it smells like an evil odor, you know.
So it's a trait for paladins.
I'm gonna say it's gonna be like primeval awareness for Okabar, and no, it's not a casting. It's just something you kind of intrinsically have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I want to use this just to see, like, is it like I've done it before, and like I already got like kind of a necrotic sense, but like, is that stronger or is that the same? Do you see where I'm going?
Yeah. No. I see if there's any change in function from what you had before.
Basically. The question is, are you sniffing me? Is the real question.
Yes. Yeah. Are you okay?
No. It's just something.
Smells like, he smells like gonorrhea and almonds. That's how you would describe the smell function.
Crazy. How did you think of that mix?
Just my ex-girlfriend. Don't worry about it.
Oh God.
Oh man.
So before, when it was kind of like listening to Beethoven's Fifth Symphony with an electric guitar and rock like drum background, it was that kind of chaotic yet heavenly sound. It was a good mixture of both, but definitely from
is what it was.
What?
I said Sleeper. It was Sleeper.
Yeah, it was Sleeper, sure. Where you heard like a full symphony of both chaotic instruments and the holy, like, kind of string instruments, just not overriding each other, but actually like complementing each other. What you smell now is a very toned down, almost a elevator music type of the same thing, but it's just less in volume, less in strength.
How have we never complained about function smell before? Can we?
Because to be honest, Okabar writes all the functions smell.
How can he smell like worse than gonorrhea and peanuts?
Well, it's just different smells for me.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. You're right. It's a little less gross.
Alcohol kills like all sense, my guy. Like, I mean, have you ever smelled like vodka, like Everclear? It smells like
Oscar probably smells like
I'm walking Everclear
hand sanitizer.
No,
that was like oranges, just like citronage vomit. Citronage vomit sanitizer.
The oldest hand sanitizer from the worst bar. That's what he smells like.
If you had a house party and the next morning you took all of the excess alcohol and just poured it into a single tub and then put some ice cubes in it and reserved it,
Bar.
And with there being like Bailey's and milk-based products in there, that's what Oka Bar smells like.
Oh.
So
Avery, you and me have been there, my guy.
So am I getting more of it's the same kind of necrotic sense that I was?
It's just, yes, it's still necrotic, but you also have to remember that healing magic is technically necrotic because it's the revitalizing of dead tissue. So in the sense that it can be used for good or evil, that's the same sense you get from function. It's definitely necrotic in nature, but you don't know if it's from him being revived, from him being brought back from the dead, which is the definition of necromancy, or if it's whatever it is, it's just much weaker than it used to be.
Okay.
Well, I had a crazy dream. I tried to contact all of you, and something is different with me because I did not realize I was casting a spell. And who's the closest to me?
Right now, Pragar's right next to you, who just smelled you.
Perfect.
I didn't sense him. All right.
Pragar, why are you smelling me? Anyways, listen. I am sorry. I keep messing up. And I am sorry.
I think we're just glad that you're still alive, Function. Well, that you're brought back, I guess, in this case.
I'm not sure I am.
Do you feel different?
Yes.
Do you feel like you?
More like me. This feels more like me.
You'd say that more now than before you died?
Yes. However, I did not realize what I was doing, and what I thought was a dream partially might not have been all a dream. However, wait, Zuka, did you see a crazy big monster?
Yeah, we fought the hell out of him.
Oh.
That's what did all this damage to you. Look at yourself.
Oh.
Do you not
Make
remember what
a history check?
Who makes a history check?
Function.
Function makes a history check.
Mm-hmm.
Damn it.
Okay.
Can you not remember what happened?
Hold on, wait.
Hello?
I was confused. I'm getting there. So, the one part I know for sure, Zuka, you weren't there. I was small. I was happy. Things were simple. I looked up. I saw my mother. She was worried about me. She told me everything would be alright. As soon as she was calming me and putting me to sleep, there were these huge green men who burst through the door. They took me. I do not know what happened to her, I have a headache. I think they hit me on the door as they picked me up by my legs. My small legs. But I am not small. I don't know.
Was this another one of your visions where you're in someone else's body?
Yes. I am pretty sure. Because I did not have metal legs.
What sort of men are green?
DM, do they look like Okabar or something I've seen before? Or are we talking something else?
You certainly have the recollection of them having this large stature and the short tusks like an orc men that you've seen before.
Okay. Yes, I have seen them before. So
orcs. Then.
So.
Well, you were very small. I imagine an orc would seem very big if you were small.
I was so small.
The woman, do you recognize her from any of your other dreams?
Yes. I think it was Karis.
Them out?
He was like, don't say that. Don't say that.
Time out.
No, I did not recognize her. Sorry, it was not Karis. It was Mother.
Yeah.
You did see her face, though.
Yes. Wait, I mean, as a baby does.
Oh.
Yeah.
But you didn't recognize her?
Not in my current state. All I knew was I was tired, then I was calm, then I was taken, then my head hurt. But they took me as a child, and it did not seem like they were before me. It seems like they wanted to capture me in some form or fashion.
Well, it could be your mysterious possession, friend, whatever memories going through your mind, don't you think?
I think so.
Seems similar.
It seems that you just continue to have different memories of that past life.
They're all different every time.
Are they similar in nature? Like being attacked or violent or...
No. Not always. But they're different perspectives.
There's definitely more than one stream of memories rattling around in his brain.
Almost like a puzzle that needs to be put back together.
I'll look over to Zuka. What did you see happen after he fell?
Well, not much of anything. It was, we were so busy battling the Fey creature with the guards, by the time we had destroyed the monster, we were trying to figure out how to revive Function. It was shortly after we had checked out the airship that we had seen a few nights ago. But other than that, I didn't see anything else. I didn't see anything unusual about Function.
Well, I do appreciate you looking out after him. You saved his life.
Thank you.
I don't think I deserve that much credit.
How much do we owe you?
Nothing. I mean, everything that the guard took was from Function himself. They considered that the payment to save his life.
Wait. What?
Function, as you say this, you reach down to your pockets and you realize...
No.
Yeah. Sorry,
We
buddy.
chose him to be the treasury. No, kid. It's good that you're alive.
Oh.
Go ahead and mark... I mean, if you haven't yet, go ahead and mark off all your gold.
I mean, for anyone else that died, they wouldn't have had the gold on them. So
True.
it is good that he was the treasurer.
Great Function. How much gold did you have on you?
He had about 2,500 gold pieces, and then he also gave up a pretty impressive-looking sword that they would take.
My sword?
Seems like a lot.
Well, they asked for 5,000 gold pieces to save his life, and they said it had to be done in the next minute.
What?
They charged you 5,000 gold to cast a spell.
For what? Just
There were some big diamonds that they pulled out. They said,
First off, how did they cast a spell to bring him back without tearing over the hole? Xanthar, is there a way to use magic here without tearing a hole that we don't know about? How did they do that?
Just limit it.
Is there?
Really?
Hey, Xandar, you do know that there are seals that you can get from the sanctioned guilds and sanctioned families that allow you to cast spells. Kind of similar to how the druids are sponsored. The private military forces, they are also given seals that help them not puncture the Feywild.
There's some like seals and crests that you can.
Warforged.
well, they also said that the reason it was so expensive was that was part of the cost, was that it was essentially a fine for letting it happen.
A fine.
Interesting. So, did you find out anything? Was your venture worth it?
Yeah. Well, we were able to locate the airship that we saw a few nights ago. Everyone that was able to see it. It was badly damaged. We found out the captain and crew are staying at an inn nearby. In fact, I think that would be our next lead if we're trying to figure out if they had maybe had an urn in their possession.
What was the ship damaged by? Do you know? Did they tell you?
They didn't really tell us.
Might have to go talk to this captain then. Hey, aren't we supposed to have a meeting with the smuggler?
Yeah, we need to find. We need to have a meeting with the prince.
Well, and
Laodin family.
Who's that one smuggler supposed to meet?
Yes.
Yeah.
He would be the one to get us an audience with the smuggler that could perhaps transport us to our ship, even.
Well, I guess, Function gets patched up, we can go do that.
Yes, let's not split up anymore, shall we? Let's stay together. This seems more fortuitous that way and less chaotic.
No.
Yes, sticking together is the #1 priority, not using magic?
Don't use magic either.
Okay, yeah, okay, cool.
But don't. But apparently you can't be left to not use magic. So let's definitely stick together.
I am so sorry.
If I recall, it was Function that used magic the first time last time we got into this street.
Well, perhaps we will learn your lesson then, Function.
Yes.
At least I hope so.
No magic.
We are glad you are at least well.
I think I need to rest.
Yes, I do believe that you should rest at least.
Tavern, would you sing to me?
Sure, why not?
My
What do you want to hear?
the one about the, well...
I'll pull out my bagpipes and be like, just kidding.
No.
You hear the shake of a tambourine next door
your lute?
as Lenny's looking over, waiting for you to play.
Play your lute.
My lute. Okay, I'll take my lute out and start playing it.
Okay, Lenny joins you, full-heartedly loving every minute of it. Lenny's not as good as Leo, but Lenny's loving it.
I'll play him a song, and then I'll put it away and be like, "All right, you stay here and don't use any magic or die, please, and we'll be back."
Hey, Talbert, go ahead and make a performance check with advantage since Lenny's helping you.
Okay. I mean, the thing is, I could do like a Song of Rest or something, but it would be magic. So really, I'm just playing.
No.
Yeah, obviously. So I'm not doing anything like that. I'm just playing.
America! Fuck yeah!
Okay.
Suck on my balls.
The most beautiful rendition of America Fuck Yeah pops through.
Freedom comes to save the motherfucking day.
Greatest song ever. I love it.
I love that movie.
Function. Just the sound of it just helps you. You can feel your body healing up. But for now, you're going to be staying in the bed there just to recuperate. Come back a little bit.
Maybe the lead-on families can give us some of these pins if we're going to be in the city any longer. If we're just leaving, I don't see the point, but pray God, I don't know what you think about Xanthar, even what you think about that. If we end up not being able to get out soon, it might be beneficial, because we seem to keep getting ourselves into trouble.
Well, with Function resting right now, I think we need to have a discussion anyway, as we travel.
As we walk.
What time of day is it?
Where are we going to see?
It's like an early afternoon at this point. You guys have just eaten your lunch and all that shit went down.
Okay, so I assume that we can. Well, I guess I could do this in character. I assume we could just head to the Leyden family and request an audience with Alden.
Yeah. We can have Xanthar send a little bird and ask if it's a good time for us to come or when they'd like us to come.
I don't know. Is that appropriate, or do we need to schedule a meeting or an appointment?
Yeah, I mean, I can send a message and send an appointment for us.
Is that gonna tear the fabric of dimensions for you to send a little bird? I'm still a little confused on what can and can't be done.
No, it shouldn't. It should not be a problem.
All right, so let's see if we can get an audience with Alden, and see if he can perhaps set up a meeting with this smuggler.
I will take time, God, to put on my everyman elf outfit where I don't look like myself with my new jacket, but like put a hat on. You know what I mean? Not wear a glove, nothing like that.
Okay, go ahead and make a performance check. What is it? A dex check? What is it when you put on a disguise kit? It is performance, right?
I think I can just roll through disguise kit.
Okay.
Is it performance when he's just putting on not fancy clothes?
Yeah, I'm not putting on a disguise. I'm just putting a hat on and taking my glove off.
I mean, I'm just you're fine. Fuck it. I mean, no, yeah, you're good.
Use tool.
Okay, you used it. Now you look like a hobo. Totally not the silver hand.
Usability, strength, efficiency.
You are now the alabaster glove.
Are we walking right now, or what are we doing?
That's cool.
Shit. Yes, dude. Even you guys don't recognize Talbert at this point. So yeah, you guys have...
It pulls it up and asks you if you're proficient in it and like all this little things, and you roll it. It's cool.
That's cool. So as you guys leave and you end up making your way kind of into a small semicircle in one of the main foyers of the estate, you're not going anywhere in particular. You just kind of wanted to leave Function alone to do his thing.
Well, we could wait. We could go talk to the ship captain and see why the ship was attacked. If we think it's relevant, while we wait to hear back from the Leodons. I'm up to you guys, though.
Well, I mean, we're pretty sure it's probably the broken eye, don't you think? They did say that they're dragging.
Yeah, look at this awesome disguise that I have on now, and I have a broken eye pin. Let's go see what's up.
Well, I agree with Tal, and I'd like to know what the cargo was too. Right, that's the more important thing, I think.
Xanthar, do you imagine it'll be? How long will it take your little birdie thing to get there? And for them to respond, do they send a birdie back? Like, is that a normal thing?
That's a good question.
Okay, Zan, do you want to go ahead and send? Who do you want to send it to? Prince Aldrin?
Yeah.
Me, I wasn't here that day.
Okay, what message do you want to deliver to Prince Aldrin?
I would say, Prince Aldrin, this is Xanthar of the Nemesis. We would request an audience with you at your earliest convenience. Please, you can respond to this message. I guess that's kind of what I would say.
Okay. All right. So as you say that to the little bird who's just kind of hopping around your hand, you finish your message and it just flies off.
I still think that's super cool.
So do we know where the ship captain would be?
I imagine with his ship. Did you see the crew of the ship, Zuko? You were there, the captain and anyone else?
Yeah, well, I mean, we saw the ship. Essentially,
He wasn't there though, was he?
Well, no. No, but the foreman that was there that was working on the ship pointed us to the inn that was nearby. I'm trying to remember the name. But I believe I did actually see the captain when we were fighting the fake creature.
Interesting.
So he's up at the airstrip.
In the airstrip, yeah.
Alright, we can head
Do you remember how to get there? Zan, lead the way? I don't know. Is that what we're doing?
Well, if Zan sent his message, we're just playing the waiting game, waiting on a meeting.
Yeah, Zan, it'll find you if we leave here, right?
Yeah.
It'll come back to you.
Yeah, for sure.
I didn't know if it was going to come here.
Let's set up and let's see what's going on with this ship.
All right. So we will go up that way. Go.
I know the general direction, Zuko, but do you remember where exactly where it was?
Sure, absolutely. So,
okay,
we head that way.
Yeah.
So everyone but Function takes off, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay, it's mid-afternoon. Sorry?
He gets to sit this one out.
Yeah, you've put him in timeout essentially. So everyone but Function begins to make their way out. Zan, as you're waiting on the lily pad, the large pad to kind of descend down. What?
Lily Vader.
Yeah, as you see the Lily Vader, kind of you're waiting on it to ascend. Zan, you hear, and you see the silver bird kind of perched on a limb, hop around a little bit, and then come down onto your hand, and looks right up at you and opens its mouth. As it opens its mouth, it says, "But of course, you may come at any time. Make your wares known to our butler, and I will make sure that you are met immediately. Thank you." It just turns into a silvery liquid and kind of works its way up your arm and hides underneath your cuff.
Cool. So, Pragar, remind me, before we go up these very cool Lily Vader things, who do we expect is in this airship, and how do we expect this ship was damaged? I'm not recalling.
Well, we sent Function and Zuka to speak and figure out what happened to this airship that we saw damaged the night before, that seemed to be flying towards the city as we arrived.
But we don't know anything about it.
We don't know yet. Zuka knows some more information.
Well, if you remember, we found out that one of the potential artifacts or urns may be on that ship.
You never shared that with us, though, did you?
Did I share that, God?
No, was that the letter that you had read?
Yeah, I don't know.
I believe he did share that with the group.
I don't remember him sharing that.
Was
Yeah.
it on the letter? I'm trying to remember.
We believe we got information on the ship. That's what it was. It was Zuka had like a letter or something, right?
Yeah.
Was this Lestar's ship?
That's right. Lestor is his name.
So his name is Lestor. He might have one. Do we know why he might have one of the urns? Whoever's looking for them found one and is having it transported.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah, they're using him as a service. He's a smuggler.
He's a
The
smuggler.
the ship was the store ship? Is that what you just said?
Yeah, this might be the same smuggler that we were going to get introduced to.
Which I don't know if that's good or bad.
If he's smuggling, if whoever's looking for these urns also hired him, he might also have more
Well,
information.
he perhaps would have some more information about the urns.
Yeah, Zuka let everyone read this letter, by the way. Accidentally, God did it, but then Zuka said it's okay.
Right. Are we all going to go speak to this fellow together, or should some of us wait outside the building when we get up there? Anybody not want to go in and talk to this guy?
Well, perhaps our ship captain should have a discussion with their ship captain, right?
That makes sense to me.
I'll go with so I can show you the inn where I saw the captain.
So we're your crew. We're just going to back you up, Zan.
We'll be
Perfect.
Following you then.
Okay. So, eventually the Lily Vader comes down. You guys enter onto it and go on up. As you rise up, you begin to see the smallest bits of motes just kind of slowly fading in and out. Very, very minuscule compared to what it was when you first came in, but you begin to see kind of the small lights throughout the city begin to reform. You eventually make your way up onto the largest of the bows where the owl catching airfields are, and you walk your way out, and as you're making your way towards the docks, you do see that there are several guards kind of posted around a certain area where it looks like there's like an inspector looking over things. Zuka, you know this is where the essentially crime happened, and they're just kind of looking over everything.
I kind of hide mine. The rest of the group, so they don't see me.
Okay. None of the guards you recognize, really. They're more just kind of there, essentially. But, Zuka, are you leading this party somewhere?
Yeah, so can I take them to where the I don't know, the drunk guy stumbled out? I mean, I know that's kind of towards where they're inspecting, but lead them around that and take them to, I'm assuming that's the inn where the foreman pointed us to.
Okay, where the drunk guy stumbled out?
Right, that was the inn, right?
Okay, as you kind of approach it, you realize that this drunk guy kind of came out of what looks like almost a tent. This probably outdoor pavilion doesn't have any signs or any signals or anything like that. It looks like it's more of a storage lounge type thing where people who are kind of waiting in their layovers, almost as if it were an airport where people sit and wait for the next ship to come out. That's what it looks like, but it has kind of a canopy. Make a perception check for me real quick, Zuka. Okay. As you kind of walk up on there, you're looking around for the inn. Where on earth is the inn this guy came out of? And you slowly kind of come up and you see in the corner that fellow that had come out and swung at least the monster. He has his feet propped up on a crate. Himself is kind of laid back onto it's maybe a chase, like a lounge chair almost. It's all draped in blankets, and he has his big feathery hat kind of leaned over his face, and he is dead asleep. Right next to him is the most it's a very prolifically dressed butler almost. It looks like it's very much a servant, a balding man who's very tall. He's half elven, and he has a very square kind of pointed mustache, who's sitting there just kind of looking down at the large, elegant, flamboyant captain. That's the only people that are in the lounge of about 50 seats or so.
I'll very covertly just turn around and say that's the guy to the group.
You begin to hear the snores of the sleeping figure.
I will very not covertly kick the leg out from under his chair and then just step back like it wasn't me.
Okay, so as you walk forward, the servant guy, who's like literally standing over his body, he looks at you a little bit, and then he begins to like lift his finger and say something, and as you kick out, the chair goes flying. He goes, falls on the ground. The servant is like looking back and forth, and you hear, what the fuck? Who the fuck? Call back.
Skywild, is that you salty old sea dog?
What? He slowly gets up to himself and he looks at you, looks you up and down. Who the fuck are you?
Well, you're not fucking Tristan, are you?
As you can see, no, I'm not. So, go fuck off. Oh, Stubbs! Hey, I do not know, sir. I don't know. Fucking what I keep you around for? Well, sits down.
I might owe you a bit of an apology then. I could have sworn you were someone I knew. Mind if I buy you a drink? If I buy you a drink, I mean I have a bottle right here.
Okay, so you produce is it one of your fine liquors that you have? Okay. At that point, well, quite all right then. Quite all right. Let me see that. Oh, so
a good pair of legs in return for kicking the legs out from under you. You know.
I feel that. Well, apology accepted, good sir. You may be on your way. Thank you. Stubbs, give me 2 drinks, two cups here.
But who are you? Are you with this ship that seems to have caught a fire?
He sits it down and goes, before I ask that, and he slurs, he is definitely still probably intoxicated a little bit. Tell me, who the fuck are you?
Hi. I'm an incredible captain of an incredible ship that I don't fucking have because they won't let any of us fly out of here.
Okay.
And
what's your name?
They call me Xanthar. Captain Xan.
Planthar. Okay. I am Captain Lustor del Monaca. How do you do?
Not the great Lustor del Monaca. Sailor of a million deadly voyages. Destroyer of beasts. That?
Maybe once, a long time ago, but no, I'm Captain of Fuck All, Defender of Nobody, and the only thing I can commandeer right now is this bottle. So, if you don't mind leaving me to my misery, I would appreciate it.
Well, actually, I'd heard you might know a way off this tree, if you will.
That is strong shit. You know, there was a time when I probably could have taken you and all 1, 2, 6, 12 of your companions out of this fucking tree. I could have done it. No questions asked. Okay, make an intelligence check, Okobar. No questions asked. I mean, the greatest plunder ever, the artwork, the relics, all the most beautiful of things make my dad proud. But you know what? That fucker Colbert, he took it from me.
What do you mean he took it from you?
Zuka, not that you can tell right now. Mutiny, my friend. Mutiny. They say I'm not swarthy enough to be a captain. I'm not tough enough. I'm not persuasive, charismatic enough. I say they're all wrong, but you know what? What I say doesn't matter anymore. They overthrew me. That fucker Colbert. He saw what I had in my hold, and he said, Captain, I'm taking over the ship. And he did. Now all my crewmen see me as this little weakling, this little spoiled rich boy brat.
Well, I have maybe an idea for you.
Oh yeah?
As you can see, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 friends here. Well,
what about the other 4?
They're tough too. But they're all tough lads, and they've seen more than their fair share of action. You know, I could use some help just traveling out of here by ship. You could use some help retrieving your ship. Maybe we could reach a bit of an accord. It sounds like you have an old first mate that you're not as fond of as you once were. I mean, the Lestar that I heard of would devilishly walk into the devil's own home in his flamboyant hat full of feathers of brilliant peacocks, and he would steal the virginity from the devil's daughter and laugh on his way out.
Yes, I would.
And I know you're that same man, so maybe we can help each other out.
Make a persuasion check.
Persuasion. Dun, dun, dun.
Yes, you're right. The devil's son, I'll take his... No, devil's daughter. Even better. At this point, you see the very well-tailored butler kind of come up and assess the situation and hand 2 classes to Lestar and say, "Good sir, if you don't mind, I will escort them." And he's like, no. And the butler kind of turns and grabs Xanthar and turns him and starts to walk him out. He walks him just out through the middle of all 6 people and says, "Good sir, my master here, he has been through a very, very hard day. And if you wouldn't mind not riling up his feathers once more, I would greatly appreciate it."
Well, I would greatly appreciate if you didn't interrupt our conversation, good sir. I have business with your captain
I know
I would like to make his day much better.
Yeah, perhaps you understand. We are negotiating something here, and we are on a business venture. So if you don't mind...
If you don't mind, Stas, let me help you with this. Look. He likes to pretend that he is the flamboyant and treacherous Captain Lestar, but look, he's truly the heir to the Amikir household. He is nothing more than a jeweler's merchant. He only started this because he's the third-born son of his father, and he's looking for a way to secure more rare jewels. I am his assigned servant, and let me tell you, this has been quite the most stressful escapade. Recently, his first mate, Colbert Stegas is her name, she has basically formed a mutiny. It was astounding. But they've taken over the ship after they recovered some relic of some type from the south. I don't know what it was, but it seemed to be of high value. And look, here's the deal. If you could, I don't know, figure out some way to either take whatever it is, destroy this Colbert, or have the captain persuade his way in. There's no fighting. It's a crew of over 100 people, so I wouldn't wish that kind of bloodshed on anyone.
Does he still have the hat?
What?
Does he have the hat with feathers?
This is Stubbs. This is the manservant.
Yeah, I know. I'm not talking about the other guy. I'm asking.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes.
Does he have the famous hat?
Yes, he has it. Yes.
Is he wearing it right now?
Yes, but several of the feathers have fallen out.
Okay. I'm gonna walk over and bink, and stick one in his hat.
Okay. Hey, what's this? Kind of looks at. Oh, what kind of feather was it, Aviary?
It's one of mine. It's a white feather with black and brown specks.
Oh, okay. It's actually one of the larger feathers. It's one of your pinion feathers that you were able to take out. Oh, that's quite the fancy hat, isn't it? Oh, I like it. Tell me, will you go be talking to Colbert for me?
So if we do this, and I'm looking at Stubbs, right? His name's Stubbs.
His mustache is like straight out. Yes.
If we do this task and either figure out what relic this Colbert has, or help him get his ship back, perhaps we can come to some kind of arrangement for transportation for us as well.
You need out of here, is that what you're saying?
Am I talking to the captain now too?
Yeah, the captain has asked that question. Sorry.
Okay. Yes, we actually are trying to get back to our own ship.
Where's your ship located?
I'll ask Talv, since he's the last one that talked to him. Do you remember where they're at, Talv?
They haven't been able to leave. They're still in the same place they've been the whole time.
They're on port, right?
Yeah, I forget what it's called. I'd have to look.
They're in Eridace?
Eridace.
Yeah. That's right.
To get to our ship in Eridace, and obviously travel is restricted right now.
We do have the favor of the satrap there, but getting there might be a different story.
So landing won't be a problem. It will be more going.
Our ship has been there for a while. It was under the protection of the satrap there, but we have to get to his territory to be safe.
Yes.
I mean, have you heard the rumors of the prince himself heading out to Eridace? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. We'll deal with it. I can get you there. If you can get me a ship, I can get you. Well, if you can get me a ship and a crew, I can get you to Eridace. No problem.
How loyal?
Our first rodeo.
How loyal?
You see Stubbs kind of like.
How loyal is your crew, besides your first mate?
Well, if it weren't for my first mate, I think I could win him over if I had just had, I don't know, his feather might help or something.
So, let's say your Colbert friend's out of the picture. You feel like you can turn your crew around.
What do you mean out of the picture? Like, hi, hold on a second. Yes.
We have our ways of doing things, just like you have your ways of yours. If we can get you your ship with your crew,
are we trying to get
Give him 1 second.
rid of the mutinous and not get her to change her mind? And
yeah, one way or another.
I mean, honestly, we could just go to her and ask her to take us to Eridace.
Yeah, you can try that. But it wouldn't be the famous Captain Lestor doing it. Hey, that bitch only has one thing on her head anyway. It's selling some shit that she botched in the last job.
Well,
good luck booking her.
Whether we get rid of her and help you get your vote back, or we... What else? We have to speak to her either way. You know where she's staying in the city.
Right, yeah. She's over in the Sky Salt Inn with the rest of my crew. That's where we was before the mutiny happened.
Right. If we do this as well, we will need some information, and we were told that you perhaps know of certain relics with necrotic.
Who hired you to carry your current haul?
What? No. Look, here's the deal. I don't hardly know you all, and I don't really care for giving my clients any type of dangerous exposure. I believe in privacy.
Yes, but your clients are her clients now because she stole your ship and the thing that they were hiring you to try.
You have no ship, you have no crew, you don't even have clients right now, do you?
Well, I guess I don't. I can't tell you anything.
Don't you think that us getting rid of your mutinous first mate would be helpful if we knew who hired you and what they gave you to transport and why it potentially would have caused her to betray you? You don't think any of these things are valuable to the ones that are helping you?
Make a persuasion check.
Pragar's helping me.
Yeah, I'm about to say, can I help him?
He's standing right
with advantage. That's fine.
You want Ren? I can remember persuasion. He can roll intimidation. I don't know.
No. Persuasion. Go ahead and make it advantage with you.
Hey,
Lord. Okay. All right. So Colbert, we picked her up somewhere up north. She's with this group of thieves that she collectively worked for a long time before she joined my crew. She proved herself capable. She proved herself willing. She proved herself good. Didn't give a shit.
Do you know the name of the organization she worked for?
Right, yeah. It's something like Cracked Eyeballs or something, but...
I've heard of those. The crooked eyeballs, I think it is.
That's what it is. The cross-eyeds. They I don't remember what it is, but she was good. She swore to me, the cockeyes. She swore to me up and down she was done with them, that they didn't need her anymore. She'd done her bit of dastardly work for them, and that was that. But when we got our last commission, which was to steal it wasn't even to steal, it was actually just to transport and smuggle some sacred relic from God knows where. She got all bossy on me and started taking my commands.
But you know where you picked it up, yes.
I'm sorry, what?
You may not know where its origin is, but you certainly know where you acquired it. Where did you pick this object up?
Well, 1 second and I'll show you.
That'd be grand.
One moment. Let me grab my map. I love grabbing my map. Hold on.
That a euphemism?
Probably.
Ooh, dramatic map.
Love me map.
Map time.
Everybody loves map time. Alright, so currently, oh fuck me. Alright, bitch, come here.
I can make you full screen.
Currently, we're right here, City of Leaves. I picked it up on a rendezvous somewhere over here on this little island right here. West of Sparazon.
And you are taking it where is the final destination?
What's the island called?
Well, eventually, hold on, let me find it. We were supposed to make our way up here to... fuck me. We're here right now. We're supposed to make our way up here into the northern kingdoms up to Flustrom.
You have to fly pretty close to Eridus to get there, don't you?
right by it, actually.
All right.
There's some buyer who wanted a lot of money was willing to part with it.
All right.
But now she has it. She saw it. So
You have no idea what your client's name was, so no name on either side. Sending or receiving, payment being made.
no, it was very discretionary. They paid out the arse for it. I'll say that much.
Was there any names
Up front?
Titles?
Paid a little bit up front, but most of it was upon delivery of this stupid potted plant or something. I don't remember what it was, but
What color was it?
I don't know. It was all wrapped up in a big box. Yeah, maybe it was an urn. I don't. It's a pot or something. I don't remember. I just knew that it was worth a bundle of gold. Typically, I only care about things like gems and rare amethysts and rubies. So this is just a way to make a spot of cash.
Hey, God, do I get the feeling that he's being, because of my persuasion, he is being forthright, or is there anything specifically we've asked him that he's holding back on or being deceitful about? Like
Megan is that Jack.
Oh, roll high.
He's pretty drunk, and you're pretty persuasive, so it's hard to tell.
All right. Well, we'll go speak to her. You'll be here, I imagine. You don't have a ship to go anyway.
After what you've given me, I'm not moving. At this point, the butler himself is kind of like, please, will you go and deal with this issue?
Only if you agree to help us.
But of course, I will agree to whatever you need, as long as you get him his ship back and eliminate these barbarous wretches.
I'll take a sip of the fancy liquor bottle and put it back on the table and walk to the door.
Okay, and as you do that,
I'll start leaving.
He reaches for it, almost drops it, it almost smashes. It was, yeah, you're very, very drunk. Okay, so you guys take off. You'll exit I guess it's kind of like a pavilion that he's laid in. It's very much outdoors, but you exit, and then you begin to make your way. Sorry, are you going to the Sky Salt Inn?
Yeah, but
Yeah, I want to reconvene with everybody though, real quick.
Everybody heard all of that, right? We're in a pretty small space.
Yes, that's correct. Mm-hmm.
So if this
Except for function.
If this woman is broken eye, she might recognize one of us based on our descriptions.
That's what I was about to assume. She would definitely recognize me.
I don't look like me right now, and I think I did a pretty fantastic job on my disguise. She doesn't know Zuka.
Don't send a message.
Yeah. She doesn't know Zuka.
I'm going to take what Cal just did into account. I'm going to go ahead and remove my my deer adornment. Because it's very...
just look like a regular...
look like a regular...
We don't know that she's not working.
Yeah.
We don't know that she's not working for the Broken Eye anymore. She could be still working with them to get the urn.
We also don't want her to be able to use our identities as a bargaining chip at this point. So I think me and Ave and Zuka can come along in case we get into a fight. Should go talk to her. I mean, you should come. You should be nearby, obviously, but...
if you want to change the colors of my scales without using magic, that's the only way I know.
I can try. I've got my disguise kit. I could try if you want to give it a go.
Might be our best bet. My goal.
Could I attempt to, after watching the makeup people do it before, could I use my disguise kit to try to make Pragar look different? Just like around his clothing. Like you put a cloak on, I can make just visible, not look gold.
So,
I can cover my cloak too.
Just to note, you guys are kind of like in an alleyway at this point. Where they did it before, they were in like a full costume room with mirrors and all kinds of stuff. This, you're just kind of trying to do it in like a side street, so it would be very difficult to do.
Can I help as well? I also have a disguise coat.
Okay. It looks like two hobos trying to dress up for a gala at this point.
So
You
with
wanna try it?
disadvantage or just a hide, I just roll.
If you could just do my face, I can cover the rest of my body and
Yeah, just
my
to paint,
cloak.
just to paint his face up.
As long as I don't reveal my skills on the lower half.
I'm going to say with two of you working at this, you'd probably get a straight roll at it. But you're still in a back alleyway, kind of on the side.
It's not bad. Maybe.
That's Xanthar rolling that? Wait, hold on.
It says Tal.
No, I'm not. Yes, it does. Okay, 17. Okay,
Plus, I
what
get
color did you want to do?
Well, no, I am proficient in it, so never mind. Yeah,
What color?
I've got red, black, blue, white. What do you want?
Let's do black.
I don't know anything about black.
Black seems the easiest with gold, right? I don't know the color.
It's the easiest as well.
So, as you
me,
take a minute to. Okay, surprise. Roll a d20, Talvern. I'm going to take my dog out. She needs to go outside real quick, so take a 5-minute break.
D20 for what?
Just roll a d20 for me.
Is there a purple skill? I'm just kidding.
Black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow.
9.
9.
I've never been
Things
to Austin
are happening.
Oh boy. Following the breadcrumbs.
Yep.
Meta. I'm gonna capture this bitch and let's interrogate her.
Yeah, I should have asked homie how long she's been with him and not with the.
That's what I was wondering. I was wondering when she came to him, and then I also wanted to know, like, did he get any new crew members too? Because, like, what if the Broken Eyes already infiltrated his crew and we don't?
Right, like she's slowly been bringing them on board.
Yeah.
We could have asked that.
Yeah, it is what it is. We'll make the best of it.
Yeah.
Or we'll fight 100 sailors.
Yeah. Maybe they're all just drunk. 5 javelin? Oh, okay. 5 javelin. I don't need magic to interrogate her.
Yeah.
More like the 100 crew members.
Oh. Yeah, let's just stick the Fey creatures on them.
Yeah, open up, tear a portal in time.
Yep.
That's what we didn't ask that either. How many crew members?
We need to go get Function, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, if he's healed.
I don't know, did the lady... I didn't hear... Did Madam
Is the inn just up here? Like
a javelin, right?
Across the street.
They're just regular javelin? Okay. Okay. Got it. You got it.
God, how far away is this inn from where we were in the pavilion talking to the captain?
You guys don't see it yet.
Is it up here near the airstrip, or is it back in the main part of the city?
As far as you know, it's in the airstrip area.
Okay. So look up. Function's not here, so we don't have to wait on him, right?
Yep, that's right. Okay, so after a few minutes in the back alleyway, you rolled a 9, okay. Pragar, you eventually find a small sliver of glass that you're able to kind of find your reflection in. You have it looks like they tried to apply almost a blue color to it, but it ends up this very nice lavender purple. So you're now a purple dragonborn.
Cool.
Okay.
All right. Before we go, we need to go get function, right? Or do you think you can heal longer?
As far as I know, Xanthar, you probably know that the inn sounds like it would be up here based on the name of it. Zan, do you know where this inn is?
Yeah, I think it should just be right up here.
Right. It's a pretty common, popular inn for sailors, for sky shipmen.
Xanthar, are you going to go in there with us? I don't know if you can... The description of all of us, from what the Broken Eye knows, your description could be like literally anyone in a cloak. Like, I don't know if you look like a lot of people here already. So I'll go in. Pragar can go in now.
Before we go in, what is our game plan? Are we trying to just persuade her to join the crew, or what are we thinking?
I mean, that might work.
I mean, I'm always down to lie to her, and if that doesn't work, you can always,
Well, I'm just trying to think about what's our best way to infiltrate this crew and get her alone, and I think the only way to do that is to be a part of the crew.
With function.
Right. I also
part of the ship.
and then we can also explore.
I got an idea.
Get her to just take us with her since she's going our way.
You want to just pay her to take us, like we're travelers?
I mean, we could probably get the good old captain to do it for free if we got him his ship back, but then we'd have to get him out of a bottle first, so I don't know if that's going to be even...
Right. I'm trying to think of what the play is here, though.
I think if she doesn't know who we are, then we try to use the information that we know where she's going, and we want to tag along.
Alright, that works.
We need to get to where we're going. She has to go right by it. Her drunk captain is over there running his mouth, so we overheard, and we want to offer our services as passage to get where we're going.
Where do you want to tell her where we're going?
I don't see any reason to lie about that. She'll have to drop us there.
But don't you think she'll get a little suspicious that we want to go to our ship if we say that? Do we just want to say Eridus?
Yeah, just go to... We're headed to Eridus.
Alright.
She's going to go right by to get to where she's going.
Alright. And I'll follow your lead.
Alright. I imagine there's a pub in this inn.
More than likely.
Is this an inn, rooms only kind of place, or is it a rooms above?
No volume, DM.
Is there a bunch? No volume.
Okay. So as you approach the...
I can't hear God!
Join the club. As you approach what is the Sky Salt Inn, you begin to see that one of the main branches that comes up goes right directly through the inn itself. The inn has been built around this branch and kind of straddles it up and down. It's almost 4 stories tall. It's very, very large. The footprint itself is probably almost 200 yards across, so it is quite a large inn.
What time is it? Still afternoon?
Yeah, you're getting close to like 5 o'clock in the afternoon, in the evening.
Hey, I'd like to go in separate from everybody else with...
I think we should go in.
No, I agree. I don't think we need to go in together.
I think I'll go have a talk with her. I don't think a show of force is good, and I think not revealing our numbers would be useful as well, because she's got her whole crew with her.
Well, I'd also like to pin on one of the Broken Eye brooches that I have.
So who have we? I have one. I know Xanthar has.
I have like 5.
Yeah, you passed them out. We did.
Aviator, what'd you say? No, I'm sorry.
I can't hear Abe.
Okay, so you want to put on the cultist bathrobe and then put a pin on that.
You're gonna wear it on the outside.
Maybe you don't throw the broken eye pin on. I feel like it's gonna be very obvious that the random Eric Cochran is maybe not somebody that they've ever heard of.
Hide it up.
Some broken eye.
I'm gonna go ahead and hide it under some rope.
One of us,
I'm gonna have a flash ready.
We haven't encountered anyone that wore one openly. They're always.
I don't think they wear them openly. Yeah, so
They wear them somewhere that you can be flat. You can sort of flash it too.
Put it under my robe.
But it can be. I have one on me too.
Okay.
I think 5 of us have pins on us.
Yep.
I just remember Pragar busted them out.
I still have one that was handed to me.
I gave each of you one.
Okay. I guess I'll just let a couple go in and order drinks or whatever, and then I'll mosey in, and whoever wants to come in after me. See what we see.
So, Talvin, as you open the doors, and these are very large, not like saloon doors, but these are actually sizable tavern doors. And as you open them up, it is 2 stories high. There's a second floor, kind of like a Chewy's almost, to where like there are several tables and several people up there. Everyone in here, and I'm talking probably over 100 people, they're all very salty-looking sailor-type peoples. There's yelling. There's a piano over in one corner who's kind of like going to town on it, and there are people who are fist fighting over in one corner. This is a very, very rough crowd, and it is absolutely packed. Every stool around the bar itself, which is a good 100 feet long, every foot of that is taken up by some type of sailor. Most of them are half-elves. Most of them are humans. You do see the occasional half-orc, a couple of halflings, even a dwarf or 2. But in general, this whole place is completely filled up. No social distancing whatsoever.
I will go to the bar and try to get the bartender's attention.
Okay, there's 3 bartenders. There's one that's actually... Okay, you following?
Yes.
Okay, so Okabar and Talvin go to the bar. There's 3 bartenders, 2 half-elves and 1 human that are like quickly just pouring drinks and handing them out as quick as they can.
Purse.
What's that?
I'll pull a gold out of my purse and put my elbow on the bar and start twiddling the coin with my fingers.
Okay, with the gold, you get several kind of
contact with me first.
Okay, with the gold, you get several kind of looks from all the patrons on the bar.
I'll start.
One of the barkeeps. Okay, one of the barkeeps turns and hands out a beer and says, "You sir, what can I get for you?"
Can I immediately come up and throw like 5 gold coins down and ask for just 1 ale?
Okay. And you just ask for 1 L. He grabs it real quick. Some of the patrons kind of make a lash at it, but the barkeep is too quick. He takes them all, and this is the human barkeep. He grabs them all and grabs. Right away, sir.
And
this for you as well.
1 for him too, I guess, if that's covered.
Of course, it's covered.
Well, really, that coin comes with a question.
Right, what is it?
That ship out there that's being repaired in the harbor. I've heard its new captain is here in the inn. Would you happen to know where I can find her, I believe?
Pulls it and hands you both kind of their ale. It's very foamy, very over the top. He's very thankful for what you've given him. I know of whom you speak of. The Steel Feather is the ship that's being repaired in here.
And its captain and crew. Is this the crew around with you?
Well, it's kind of a hard story, and the dwarf immediately to your right says, "I know who you're talking about. That'd be
that old Lestor fella.
No, yes.
Bartender bows away.
His first mate is a lady. Is that true?
Not a first mate any longer. Colbert is now the captain, you see. That's right. Lestor couldn't die. He couldn't guide himself out of a wet paper bag, you see. Lestor's an idiot. Colbert, she's the one with the plan. She's the one who knows.
Yeah, she here?
Oh, aye, that's her over there. And he points to the very far end of the bar, and there you see kind of this longer, maybe 10, 12-foot long table. At the very end of it, you see this very rough kind of... she's a tabaxi woman, so she has very feline-like type creature, like facial features and stuff. She's a very black cat. She's leant back, and she's got her feet crossed over on the table itself. All along, there's probably 15 or 20 different like sailor types. Some of them huge and muscly. Some of them carrying 6 or 7 different sabers across their back. All of them just making a ruckus. One of the servers tries to come up and hand out beers, gets slapped on the ass, gets thrown on the table. It's just the most raucous, rowdy crowd you'll ever imagine.
You want to go talk to the kitty?
That'd be her over there. And I tell you this, friend. Don't be messing with her. She knows what she's about.
Sure. I'll just get up and walk off.
Very well. He falls down, face down, drunk. Okay.
Okabar.
Should you step out?
Okabar and like kind of nod for him.
At this point, the music kind of stops as the 7-foot-tall Dragonborn walks in.
I start just slouching over to the bar and kind of not acting drunk, but just kind of like I own the place, like get the fuck out of my way. And I'm assuming that they're human. Most of these people are kind of around the bar human. If there's anyone bigger than me,
most of the people are going to be half elves. Nobody's bigger than you. The only open spot is the one that Talvern just left.
Whose skull do I have to crush to get a pale ale around here?
All right, so you push up, and the same dwarf, poof, he gets kind of bumped. He goes,
"These fucking people today."
Can I help you?
What? No, I'm just drinking here, please.
See, I'm trying to get a drink.
Well, you have to be patient.
Barkeep.
One second. He's struggling with his changing out casks. It's a huge pain in the ass. Hey, I wish they'd be faster.
No shit.
No shit.
I've quite a bit of coin to spend. Hurry up already.
Oh, you've got plenty of coin here. Tell me, sir, what do you be doing up here? You don't seem to be the sailing type.
I'm traveling through the city, actually. This shithole of a town.
Traveling through? Can I ask you, good sir, how do you mean to be by traveling?
Well, I'm actually looking for some work, if you must know.
Work, eh?
Yeah.
A big lad like you may have some mercenary work.
How did you know?
Very nervous laughter. At this point, the barkeep kind of runs by, and he's able to hand out some beers. What can I get you, sir?
For pine ale. Hurry up with it already.
Indian pale ale, of course. And so he goes off to the back to where the crap beers are, and he begins to bring you in.
That's a pine ale, but okay.
No, trash.
Fuck you.
Hey. What kind of mercenary work are you looking for?
Well, what do you think? I could, use a
not
few
the quiet
servers. No, not at all.
Have you looked at the military? I know that they're hiring. Some jackass keeps running around and breaking the Fey Veil. So there's lots of monsters to be fighting right now.
Monsters, you say? Oh, that's very interesting.
It is, especially since they can kill these Fey creatures that are brought over.
Look, do you see this weapon that I have? It's soaked in the blood.
He looks at your crotch.
Aye.
Ah, yes, that weapon as well.
Aye.
You learn how to handle that sort of thing.
Someone needs. Oh, you mean the axe? I'm sorry. Yes.
Yes, that's what I meant.
Two-handed as well, they say.
Absolutely. Anyway, I'm looking to soak this blood and get some coin for it.
Oh dear. Well,
perhaps you know of some tough influence in this area. Someone that's looking to hire.
Looking to hire? You're looking at the wrong place, matey. We shipmates have all been landlubbered for the last 2 weeks now. Nobody's hiring because there's no work to be hired for. We're all sitting here. You see how packed the place is. We're all sitting here wasting our good coins just trying to pass the time.
I assume because of no travel, right?
That's right. There's a quarantine.
I see.
Piece of shit.
Fucking.
The only one that even has been moving out has been that one over there, and she is a damned smuggler and will be found out soon enough.
I guess I look over. Do I see the tabaxi?
You see the same tabaxi that Talvern and Talvern and Okabar are walking towards.
Fine mix that one is. Perhaps I'll introduce myself later. And I kind of.
Well, she ain't hiring, but she may be interested in your weapon.
Well, perhaps. Everyone needs a bodyguard. Every now and then.
Not that one. She's a tough one, that's for sure.
Oh, you don't say.
Oh, she can take down any of us. A lot of us, even. She's a tough one. Not just with her claws, but with her crossbow, if you wouldn't believe.
Tell me, how long has she been here?
Oh, she's been here a couple of days now. They've been in and out before under that Lestor asshole.
Who's this Lestor dick?
Lestor is the one that originally bought the damn ship, but he couldn't sail himself out of a paper. But have I told you this already?
No, you haven't told me, no.
This is very familiar. He couldn't sail himself out of a paper.
I think you need another drink, friend, and
I think you're correct.
Or get the barkeep to get him a drink, and I'll pay the barkeep a couple gold under the table.
Oh, a couple of gold? Okay, the barkeep is like... He's ecstatic at this point because he's made more money now. He's made all month. And this dwarven gentleman, he has very long, kind of braided hair. He's your typical, just stereotypical dwarf. He's a little bit older, very short and stunty. His fatigues, he's kind of wearing a rather tight tunic and leggings, very pastel grayish colors. Doesn't stand out too much.
What's your name, friend?
I'm Michael.
Michael.
Not Michael, but Michael.
Michael. What a very fascinating name you have there.
Oh, fuck off. I just made it up on the spot. Yes, Michael. That's right.
All right. Well, very nice to meet you. My name is Raygun.
Raygun?
Raygun, yes.
What is
my name is feared throughout this land right now.
Wait a second. That name's familiar. No. I was thinking of something else.
I don't think you know any Dragonborn, do you?
Oh,
not this land.
Ronald Raygon?
Not that old fuck. Raygon. I said Raygon, but okay. Try doing the accent, you asshole.
Sorry.
All right.
No, I don't know many Dragonborn. That's for sure.
Let me tell you what fascinates this creature over here. What's going to get my end? Give me some information, perhaps on her that maybe give me a better audience. Yeah.
On her?
Yeah, on the minx over there.
Oh, I know that she's not happy with how long it's taken to fix up her ship. She's been down. Yes. I told you she's a smuggler, right?
Yeah, she did.
Yes. Last job, apparently, it was very deadly. and they almost got into a tiff with the Navy itself. Luckily, her ship was pretty fast. She was able to get away, but not without any damages. And since then, they've been working night and day to repair it.
So she's ready to get out of here, right? She'll be leaving. No.
Yes, and you know one thing about Lastor is that he might have been an asshole, but he was a rich asshole. So now she has no money to repair her ship, and it's taking longer than she would like.
You don't say. Interesting. All right. Well, I appreciate the conversation, friend, and cheers.
Oh, I appreciate the ale, good sir. What did you say? What was it? Aergar?
Yeah, sure. That was a
Yargar, something
Yargar.
like
Yeah, Yargar. That sounds more like it.
A pleasure to meet you.
I'll pat him on the back and walk away.
Oh, go. Okay, you pat him.
Yep.
Start to head that way. Zan, you enter kind of quietly through one of the back doors. How are you acting?
I mean, I'm acting like a guy that walked in the back door of a bar. But
okay, so immediately you are approached. You are approached by one of the serving staff with an apron. Oh, gods, there you are. We're so busy tonight. And he puts the apron right over your head and starts to tie in the back. Look, there's tables 6, 7, and 8 right now that need their ales immediately. And kind of ties it. Go on. Get.
I had straight over. I had to hit.
Okay, make a performance check to see how well you can act like you're a waiter.
Oh, performance.
I love performance checks, if you can't tell. Yeah, so good evening. Welcome to Chili's. Hi, I'm going to be a waiter.
That's not Ben's spiel at all.
No problem.
Where are we at?
Was this Hannah?
What do we call this place? What was it called? The Salty Dog or something?
Is the Sky Salt Inn? Yeah,
Sky Salt Inn. Cool.
Yeah, Sky Salt Inn. So
Sky Salt Inn. My name is Devin. I'll be here to take care of you this evening. Would you guys like to get started off with some ales? Ales for the whole table. Round of shots.
Give us another ale.
Another ale.
It's great.
A big one or a tall one?
Ooh, a big and tall one.
Of course, I got you covered, man. I'll be right back.
Oh no, couldn't even finish. Yeah, so part of your training is in how you incorporate yourself into cultures to blend in. This is great. You also make about 6 silver waiting these tables. It's pretty good. Yeah. So you're going about your business. Are you looking out for anything in particular, or what are you doing, Zan?
I am still looking around for I'm looking around for anybody who would look like they were in charge of this group. Anybody that might seem suspicious. Okay. I have I've pulled out that broken eye pin and I have it in like a suspiciously, like in a nondescript way, but like I'm just sliding it onto the tray. So as like I'm handing out the drinks, it's like in the middle of the tray. So if someone was paying attention, they might notice it. But if not, they would just not think anything of it, really.
Okay, so at this point, you begin to see there's definitely a charismatic presence in the back corner, and it is a black tabaxi female, kind of roguish-looking character with her feet propped up on the table, which normally would get you kicked out, but she's surrounded by a shitload of ruffians, all kinds of different shapes and sizes. Before you even get into the room, you have to kind of be patted down. It's almost mafia-esque. It's hard to get over there. You don't have any orders in that direction, but you are slowly making your way over there. So Zuka and Okabar's already in. Aviary, you guys enter.
And then Function.
Function's asleep. You either enter at 1 hit point or you rest this one out.
I'm just playing. I was joking.
All right, Aviary. What are you doing?
I don't know. Let's see. I guess I've got my robe and thing on. I don't have my headdress on.
You're an Eric Cochran entering with a cultist bathrobe.
Yeah. And I guess I'll go ahead and just walk up to the bar and start openly talking about how much I need a ride somewhere.
Okay, so the only open spot is the one that Pragar just evacuated.
The same dwarf.
You walk up and there's the same fucking dwarf who looks over.
Have the exact same conversation.
Yep, he kind of looks into his mug.
Yes.
What the fuck am I drinking tonight? He looks at you and goes, "Who are you?"
Abe.
I just don't. It's just the guy sitting in the bar, right?
Yeah, it's the same guy that everyone's talked to so far. And so you're sitting there, you're just sitting at the bar, and all of a sudden you feel your robe being like picked at. And you look to your right, and there's a dwarvish gentleman who's sitting there. He's like, "Look, what is it? Is this what is this? Swede or so? Suede? That's a nice robe you've got there.
Thank you.
You from around here?"
It's ceremonial. No.
What ceremony have you been into?
What?
You said it's ceremonial. I don't know why you'd be wearing a ceremonial robe to a bar unless you just got out of your ceremony.
I mean, I'm not gonna walk around naked, am I?
Well, you've got your feathers and things, and I don't think anybody would notice too much of it.
Most people don't like that. Trust me.
Oh, you're packing too, huh? Very well. So, tell me, what are you? Are you here being a mercenary as well? Are you looking for work?
I just need to ride somewhere. I'm looking for someone with the ship.
How'd you end up? Can't you fly?
Yeah, but man, my wings get tired after so long, so I can't make it to where I need to go.
Hey. Okay. Fair enough. Well, I hate to tell you this, friend, but you won't be finding too many ships that are leaving this here.
You don't know anybody with a ship? Ah, that sucks.
You're saying that so loud, like there are some people like turning around from like tables behind you. You stick out like a very sore thumb.
I'm sorry, I just imagine Aviary as he does that. Anyway, there's chop!
Hey, look, mate. Yelling like that and hollering's not going to be getting you any ships here. Look, here's the deal. Kind of back up to the bartender. The bartender gives him another beer. Look. You seem like the friendly type. What?
What?
I said you seem like the friendly type.
What? Sorry.
You seem like the friendly type.
Ah. Yes.
Huh? Okay. So I'm going to give you a bit of advice. Yelling and things, it's not going to get you anywhere. What you need is a smuggler. Now, with your fancy bathrobes that you got here, I don't know how much coin you might have, but if you got enough, if you can scrounge up a bit, cheddar, as they call it.
I've got cheese.
Good. You'll need it. That one over there. I can't believe you're the third person I've pointed there, but that one over there. She can get you off this tree.
Okay, thanks.
This guy, she should pay this guy for how much work he's
That's the marketing.
Marketing. Yeah, like he's a marketing contract with her.
Look, here's the deal. The previous captain of the Steel Feather, he was an idiot. But this one...
Can we fade out on this conversation of him saying this?
Yeah, I mean it's like one after another. So you guys can still hear this, definitely. Look, Colbert, she's a real deal.
Yeah. Heard, and I walk
That's
away.
her table, by the way. I
walk away. I walk immediately to the Catwoman.
Okay, very awkwardly you start to walk
that 2 minutes ago.
Well, I make sure to bring her 2 drinks, but yeah.
I went over to talk to her as soon as I got up from my chair. That's where I went. Me and Okabar went over there, and then you guys.
Zuka. What are you doing?
Okay. I've had lots of time to think about this, so I'm going to, as I enter, you said it was 2-story?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'm gonna immediately turn it. Are the stairs easily accessible?
Yeah, you would have to walk straight across like this basically parallel to where the bar is, all the way over to where you can get in the stairs and then go to the second floor.
Okay. Do I pass the dwarf on the way up there?
You absolutely do.
Okay. As I'm walking past, I'm going to tap him on his right shoulder as I walk past, so he turns around, but he misses me walking past him.
Oh.
And as I'm walking past, I also throw a gold coin to the barkeep.
Okay, so the barkeep catches it expertly. The dwarf who gets tapped turns and, "Hi, are you poking me?" And the half orc next to him goes, "No, are you poking me?" Starts a bar fight. Essentially, they start pushing each other. Everybody kind of gets involved. You, however, you're able to walk by very stealthily. Are you going up to the second floor?
I am, and as the bar fight starts, I'm going to steal a glass of beer or something, a mug of some sort, so it looks like I've been there and I have something.
Okay. There are empty glasses everywhere. Nobody's keeping this clean. They're just trying to keep it up. So easily enough, you're able to kind of grab an empty mug and just walk on up there.
Okay. Sounds good. And I'll just try and find a post I can lean up against and just kind of keep an eye out. Can I see kind of the other party members pretty easily?
Okay, yeah. As you come up to the second floor balcony, you kind of lean against the rail and you look down and you see approaching this very obvious kind of, I don't want to say like a mafia, but there is certainly a very important character right there, surrounded by lieutenants, officers, things like that. You see Okabar and Talvern just walking straight towards it. A couple of feet behind that, you see a massive Pragar walking behind that. A couple of feet behind that, you see Aviar.
Being half orc.
Can I tell what kind of weapons he has? Well, I'm drinking. You want to continue drinking?
He's actually with me. I'll step around his big ass hello there. She'll want to hear what we have to say.
I start dancing, I guess.
Yeah, make a performance check.
Jesus. Mine's like inspiration dancing, How far is Pragar? Or no, that's something else.
He just never knows what to do in social situations, so he dances, and people are like, "That's some cool shit."
It's like that pony comes on playing, and he's just like, humping, dry humping the air the whole time.
So Talvin and Okabar, go ahead and go up. As soon as they turn, Pragar, the half orc turns to Pragar. The half orc is huge. He's massive, but he does not quite come up to Pragar. He looks up and goes, "Who are you?"
Why, I'm here to replace you, big boy.
Oh, no, nothing.
And I'm gonna headbutt him as hard as I can.
Oh God.
Straight behind Pragar is trying to hit the guy in the head as well. Yes. Okay.
Meanwhile, I'm dancing. Like I'm just like getting it on. I'm pretty distracted. Does a 24 hit? Me?
The guard like drops. All of a sudden, there are probably a dozen sabers, all of them aimed at you. You also look above you, and you see several members above that have crossbows that are kind of like.
I will turn to the tabaxi lady, and I'll go. The big guy doesn't like being touched, so you might want to tell the rest of your men to keep their hands off of him.
You're telling me this is the best protection you have? You seem like I've been hearing all these things about some fancy captain here, and this fucking little orc is all you've got.
I will act like nothing's going on and just pull the chair out and sit down and just put my drink on the table in front of her. Just act like this is all normal.
Okay. Pragar, make an experience check. Disadvantage against Talbot there too.
She's scary, bro. Okabar's with me too. He's right. He's dancing though.
Yeah, Okabar is not dancing in the middle of all this. Hey guys, 18? 19. Yeah.
Yes, you are. Hi, Asher. Hi, Mona. But ooh.
This is what the place looks like. Is there a black hole in the middle of the bar? That's what the gigantic limb.
Yep, this sounds about right. Bro, for real though.
Yeah, we all get the same information. Fine. From the I found out something very like tonight.
Hey, at least Function won't die alone this time. Is that in session right there?
Next session, I think the root consensus is that right now. Rather than have a couple people suffer.
I'll come play with you, Function. From your place. Is that for your birthday, right?
Yeah, I mean.
Well, no, I'm just asking. That's when it lands, right?
I just want to play. I mean, if y'all are down.
No, it's cool with me. Adriana should be out of town, so I mean, I'm free.
What time? Sunday. I think
3 o'clock works for me. It totally works.
Everybody, see you later.
All right, bye guys.
Thank you guys.
Thank you. Survived, folks.